son of Louise and Celia Corona. He has been in cross country for 4 years and plans to attend Southwestern Oklahoma State University to become a physical therapist assistant. If Eduardo could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, remember, life is like a sandwich. Whichever way you turn it, the bread always comes first.
You made us. Oh, never mind.
Evan Dunn. Evan is the son of Gene and Missy Dunn. Evan has been in cross country for 4 years and plans on majoring in mechanical engineering at Oklahoma State University. If Evan could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be enjoy whatever you do.
Yes, sir, CJ, and we've got some of those senior night festivities underway because it's not only honoring the football team, obviously, there's cross country they're honoring tonight, as well as the trainers and managers with the football team. So a long line of seniors and band as well out there. So it's already underway, and it's a good crowd early, CJ, and a beautiful night for football.
And Maribel Hagemeyer. He has loved running since he was 8 years old and plans to attend Northwestern Oklahoma State University and get a job making a lot of money.
Well, you know, we talked to a group of them Wednesday night for the coaches show. Luis Corral, Taylor Laird, Ethan Matt, Hunter Harrison, and those four, CJ especially, I think, are just the cream of the crop of these seniors. And, of course, Sam Cheap, the injured quarterback, that won't get to play tonight but still takes in part of the festivities. Those guys really have just contributed so much to this program. It's the first group that Coach Luchin has had from freshman to senior year, and to see the growth that they've had over those 4 years is just remarkable. Taylor's getting a lot of looks to go play at the next level. Hunter has been just the epitome of a leader. Ethan Matt has one of the highest motors I have seen on the field, and Sam Cheap has really embraced a lot of adversity throughout his career and, you know, done some good stuff with that. Same with Luis Corral, a guy that just essentially had to mold into the player, and he took a really big leap over the last couple of years with that. And the rest of those seniors as well, phenomenal. One, of course, that we've talked about all season that was going to get to play and then unfortunately had the injury to Dakota Marco. They've really rallied around him, and he's here. And you want to talk about fire, CJ. He's walking right now without crutches. There's no neck brace. He's just out there, and that's incredible considering his injuries.
Be nice to everyone. You never know what people are going through. Maya Pittman. Leo Robles. Leo is the son of Omar Robles and Maria Zarata.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the team came out 14-0, CJ, and they kind of thought that they were going to extend their lead against Woodward, but the defense for Woodward started to come back, and the offense picked up that momentum, drove the ball, kind of tied it up, and then back and forth until about the fourth quarter. And then we kind of turned on the Jets, got a really Talon was making some catches. The whole team was, you know, progressing, had some really good blocks for Ace Long to go into the end zone, and ended up coming with a win.
And plans to attend Oklahoma City University to pursue a career in graphic design. If Jude could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be stop waiting for perfection. Being ambitious is good, but aiming for perfection is unrealistic and impractical. Jude Spath.
CJ, it's actually Clint down there tonight. I pulled a fast one on you. I forgot to let you know on that, so that's my bad. Mr. Sheldon, take it away on that.
Kendall is the daughter of John and Corey.
Well, I mean, you're going up against an offense that you've seen before, but unfortunately it's against the Elk City, who's a 7-1, so it's going to present a great challenge in itself to try to stop that offensive.
That triple option, yeah, big time.
It would be stay hydrated, don't die, and recruit as many.
Yeah, Levy Owens, the fullback, big number 26, folks. This guy's listed at 6 foot, 235 pounds, and he's about as wide as he is tall. This is a big guy in that triple option. And, you know, most of the time, CJ, fullback nowadays, modern football is not necessarily the glamorous position, right? You don't see the field as much. You're not doing a whole lot. But in the triple option, that's where this position shines. And as Coach Luchin put it, they come and go as he goes. So if he's, you know, getting in there early and ripping off those yards, they really rally around that. Does this Elk City offense, and that line is just big, aggressive, mean, and nasty. And welcome to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV live here from Boomer Stadium. It is Tyler Riggs with you, Dakota Wagner, and Clint Sheldon. We are bringing it to you tonight, senior night here in Woodward, as the Boomers are hosting Elk City. The Elks rolling in town, top of district here in 4A1. But before we go any further, our senior night festivities are already underway, and they are introducing Wyatt Holloway right now. And so let's go ahead, or excuse me, Angelica. So let's go ahead and throw it to Mr. Troy Hartley and listen in here on the senior night festivities.
Presley Pruitt. Wyatt Holloway. Wyatt is the son of Bert and Angela Holloway. He has been in cheer for 3 years and is planning to become a lineman for 3 years to save money and then go into wind energy. If Wyatt could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, don't fail your classes. Wyatt Holloway. Angelica Martinez Salazar. Angelica is the daughter of Hugo Martinez and Liliana Salazar. Angelica has been in cheer for 3 years and plans on continuing to cheer at the University of Central Oklahoma and majoring in psychology. If Angelica could give her freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, boys don't matter, just love yourself. Angelica Martinez Salazar. Kaylin Swindle. Kaylin is the daughter of Richard and Angel Swindle. She has been in cheer for 7 years and plans on attending college and majoring in computer science. If Kaylin could give her freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, don't be afraid to communicate with your teachers. Kaylin Swindle. Haley Weibel. Haley is the daughter of Scoot and Tara Weibel and Mike and Kim Russell. She has been in cheer for 7 years and wants to get her CPT and go to college to major in exercise kinesiology. If Haley could give her freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, don't overthink every single thing because these years fly by way too fast. Haley Weibel. Allison Calderon. Allison is the daughter of Orlando Calderon and Ella Ocampo. She has been in band for 6 years and plans on becoming a mortician or film director. If Allison could give her freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, don't be so hard on yourself. Look, you made it. You have no idea how proud I am of you. Allison Calderon. Jacob Caldwell. Jacob is the son of Kevin and Ashley Caldwell. He has been in band for 7 years and says he wants to find his dream job and eventually move states. If Jacob could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, start working as soon as you can. You'll love it. Jacob Caldwell. Colton Devine. Colton is the son of Chris and Sarah Devine. He has been in band for 7 years and plans to study music education. If Colton could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, Don't be so lonely. Colton Devine. Cash Dryden. Cash is the son of Rick Dryden and Tracy Holtz. He has been in band for 7 years and plans to attend the University of Oklahoma for a degree in forensic science. If Cash could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, when life closes doors, just open them again. Cash Dryden. Ivan Elias. Ivan is the son of Manuel and Sandra Caballero. He has been in band for 7 years and plans to become a wind technician. If Ivan could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, don't compare yourself to others. Live your life to the fullest. Once a boomer, always a boomer. Ivan Elias. Andrew Gribble. Andrew is the son of Justin and Allison Gribble. He has been in band for 6 years and plans to attend Southwestern Oklahoma State University and transfer to the University of Oklahoma to major in physics. If Andrew could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, don't worry about what others think. Andrew Gribble. Josie Jones. Josie is the daughter of Ramon and Rachel Altamirano. She has been in band for 7 years and plans to attend Oklahoma State University and become an obstetrician gynecologist. If Josie could give her freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, when senior year rolls around, run as fast as you can away from Chris Rosales and Carlos Lira. Just kidding. I love you guys. Josie Jones. Carlos Lira. Carlos is the son of Omar Lira and Adriana Juarez. He has been in band for 7 years and plans to attend the University of Central Oklahoma and major in organizational communication. If Carlos could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, have fun, enjoy the bumps, twists, and turns. It goes by so fast. Carlos Lira. Christian Rosales. Christian is the son of Tony and Maddie Rosales. He has been in band for 7 years and plans on attending the University of Oklahoma and majoring in software engineering. If Christian could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, don't be a sheep. Be a leader and people will follow. If you are a sheep, be the family's black sheep to stand out. Christian Rosales. Viane Vital Tanay. Viane is the daughter of Armando Vital and Yolanda Tanay. She has been in band for 7 years and plans to work in an art museum. If Viane could give her freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, you should have practiced more. Viane Vital Tanay. Carly Burton. Carly is the daughter of Clint and Brittany Burton and Eric and Kelly Duncan. She has been a stat keeper for football for 1 year and isn't sure on what her future plans are. But she knows whatever whatever she does, she will succeed. If Carly could give her freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. Carly Burton. Ava Long. Ava is the daughter of Chris and Kim Long. She has been a stat keeper for football for 1 year and plans to continue playing soccer at the University of Central Oklahoma and study animal science to be a veterinarian. If Ava could give her freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, it's okay to not have many friends because there are many friends to come. Ava Long. Zamara Marquez. Zamara is the daughter of Manuel and Nelly Marquez. She has been a football manager for 5 years and plans to attend Southwestern Oklahoma State University for nursing and later become a labor and delivery nurse. If Zamara could give her freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, take it one day at a time and enjoy all the memories. These 4 years go by way too fast. Zamara Marquez. Bailey Joe Ryan. Bailey Joe is the daughter of Chris and Ashley Rodriguez. She has been a football manager for 3 years and plans on attending Northwestern Oklahoma State University to major in biology and then attending Oklahoma State University to be a veterinarian. If Bailey Joe could give her freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, you only live once, so enjoy it while you're here and get out and have fun. Bailey Joe Ryan. Damon Camacho. Damon is the son of Salvador and Amber Camacho. He has been in football for 5 years and plans on attending High Plains Technology Center to become a wind technician. If Damon could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, don't let your grades slip. Damon Camacho. Sam Cheek. Sam is the son of Chad and Danica Cheek and Cameron and Mandy Hensley. He has been in football for 10 years and plans on going to college and majoring in special education. If Sam could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, when Maddie Green talks to you, run away. Sam Cheek. Drake Clavias. Drake is the son of Micah Chumley and Junior Dominguez. He has been in football for 7 years and plans on getting his CDL after high school. If Drake could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, take the chances you get because nothing lasts forever. Drake Clavias. Luis Corral. Luis is the son of Jose and Leticia Corral. He has been in football for 6 years and plans on attending Oklahoma State University to major in nutrition. If Luis could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, do not procrastinate. Luis Corral. Hunter Harrison. Hunter is the son of Jason and Karen Harrison. He has been in football for 10 years and plans on attending the University of Central Oklahoma and majoring in sports science with a minor in nutrition. If Hunter could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, get involved in everything possible. Hunter Harrison. Talon Laird. Talon is the son of Brooke and Chris Havel. He has been in football for 12 years and plans on playing football wherever offers the most money after high school. If Talon could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, don't tell the coaches you play defense. Talon Laird. Ethan Moose Matt. Ethan is the son of Bernie and Melanie Matt. He has been playing football since the 4th grade, and after high school, he plans on going to whichever college gives him the most money. If Ethan could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, if Melanie isn't happy, no one is happy. Ethan Moose Matt. Layton Phillips. Layton is the son of Kirby and Brooke Lillard. He has been in football for 8 years and plans on studying sports medicine in college. If Layton could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, enjoy the little things. Layton Phillips. Dakota Samarco. Dakota is the son of Dennis and Christina Samarco. He has played football for 5 years. If Dakota could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, skip the first day of padded football practice senior year. Dakota Samarco. And last but not least, Lucas Shirky. Lucas is the son of JP and Kelly Shirky. He has been in football for 2 years and plans on attending college to become a radiology technician. If Lucas could give his freshman self one piece of advice, it would be, do or do not. There is not try. Yoda. Lucas Shirky.
And there you have it, Troy Hartley there on the PA announcements. But Boomers honoring cross country tonight, football, band, cheer, team managers on
Ladies
senior
and
night.
gentlemen, let's give all of these seniors and their parents a huge round of
Not only that, but
applause.
folks, this line, Dakota, I mean, we're up here. This line for him is stretched from the goal line all the way to the opposite 30 or 25-yard line. So a lot of great seniors honored here tonight. We are closing in quickly on kickoffs. Let's step aside for break, and we'll come back and break down some of the X's and O's as the Boomers are ready to take on the Elk City Elks here tonight in a district tilt. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92. Hello and welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Tyler Riggs, Dakota Wagner, and Clint Sheldon with you here as the Boomers getting ready to take on the Elk City Elks in this Class 4A District 1 tilt. The Elks roll into this one tonight on top of the district, 7-1 overall, 4-0 in district play, ranked second by the AP and fifth by the Oklahoman. Last season, Elk City went deep, went 11-2, and made it all the way to the semifinals where they lost to the eventual champion Clinton 17-7. Their coach, Zach Maynard, he was a Class Bowl coach with us here over on K101 over the summer. He was previously at Watonga for 4 seasons, compiled a 19-23 record there, and appeared in the playoffs in 2 of those 4 seasons. Maynard was also Elk City's defensive coordinator last season with them on their run there. Took over after Dave Meadows retired. Overall, Maynard 26-24 in his career. Young guy, but a lot of promise with him, Dakota, and runs this triple option. Defensive background as well, so they play some really hard-nosed defense in this triple option, a wing offense. Very, traditional in that sense, and they've got some big-time players for it. Levy Owens there, the big fullback, number 26, 6 foot, 235, wide dude. Crucial role in that offense. And on top of that, they've got some pretty good skill guys on the outside. And I know you've got one of them in your spotlight here tonight.
Yeah, number 7, Cooper Patton. I mean, the guy's kind of all around. He plays safety on the defense. The man can hop. When he gets the ball on offense, expect to see him get some open holes and cut inside those and fight for some extra yards. Other than that, the kid's fast and very athletic.
Yeah, no, actually it uses a wider array of guys on those wings, but Patton definitely going to be one to watch. And Clint down there on the sideline. Let's say Dakota twice, but Clint, we've watched a little bit of film to talk about this team. They are really hard nosed, but I got to stop you right there. Actually, got to stop myself because we have the national anthem. So let's look at that. And Clint, as I was trying to bring up to you there, I know we were talking about it pregame, but this offense for Elk City is mean and nasty, it looks like, in that triple option.
I mean, yes, it's going to present a challenge in itself, but kind of like what you were saying, we've seen this offense before with Piedmont, and we've been kind of effective in stopping the run early in the first half, so we can hopefully see a little bit of that success translate over to this game.
Yeah, Dakota, you had mentioned it to CJ, but this defense for the Boomers really stepped up in that second half, found a groove against Cashin, so hopefully that continues tonight.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Ryan Douglas kind of started carrying the ball a little bit more, making some different throws and kind of getting guys more involved, it kind of led the defense to also have some momentum and to carry that on, and that actually really helped the Boomers get a win over Cashin.
Yeah, in that win against Cashin, a 44-34 road victory, the Boomers had 7 sacks all in the second half, and on top of that, put up another 200-plus yard rushing game as a team, and Ace Long, 195 yards and 4 touchdowns in that.
That's just what I was about to bring up. I mean, hey, Ace is starting to each game progress and progress and progress. And last week's win, oh man, did he sure have fun that night.
Absolutely. Well, we're getting closer and closer to kickoff, so let's step aside for another break. We'll come back with a coin toss and all that good stuff. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football here on Z92. Clint Sheldon, Dakota Widener, Eric Scott with you, or Eric Scott, Tyler Riggs with you. Yeah, I took myself off the broadcast now, but glad that you could join us. Also, hey, if you haven't checked out Boomer TV, go find boomertv.net. Find it there. Great stream that they put on with us, and we combine with them. And good work by Chris Godwin, Kurt Province, all the kids that help out with that too. Cannot thank them enough, and really do a good job. And all the seniors, looks like Dakota coming out for the coin toss. And then Ethan Matt, Hunter Harrison, Taylor Laird, and Luce Crowd going to step up and actually do the coin toss. But while they're doing that, let's talk about a couple quick keys. What do you think is the biggest key in your mind for the Boomers to try to maybe do a little bit of the unthinkable here and take down Oak City?
It's going to have to be a mind game for sure. Obviously, they got to come out and put the ball in the end zone to start out because we know Elk City is going to put that run game on us, and they're going to establish some early yards and probably some early points. So got to come out there very strong. The defense has to hold up like it did last week against Cashin. Other than that, you just got to make some catches. Got to get the ball down the field.
Clint, do you have any big keys to add that you're thinking of for the Boomers here?
The only thing that I can think of is, we're pretty efficient on closing the gap in the middle, but we need to make sure that we can cut off the corners so that they're not trying to do anything.
You got to watch those edges. That's why Dakota had Cooper Patton in the spotlight, because that's a guy, you let him get rolling off the tackle, especially when he takes that pitch or the handoff, the end around. It will be dangerous for sure for the Boomers. So with that, a couple keys to the game there. We can go ahead, step aside for our final break, and on the other side, we will have the kickoff. You're listening to Boomer Football on Boomer TV and Z92. And back here on Z92, Clint Sheldon, Dakota Widener, Tyler Riggs with you as Boomers just came out of the tunnel, had all the fans. Somebody's wearing a hot dog costume down there. Clint, do you have a read on who that is?
I do.
Oh, yes. We're right beside him.
Is it one of your students that you had maybe down there?
I think we've seen a gorilla. We've seen a cow.
Oh, yeah, we got a cow down there. An eagle, behind you. Oh, my goodness.
That's Kaysen.
They're all coming out of the barn works today.
Kaysen Iliff is what Dakota's saying with the hot dog costume.
Yes.
So there you go. Shout out. And of course, we are essentially not necessarily on the eve of Halloween, but Halloween is Monday, so it seems like a lot of the Boomer faithful maybe kind of getting their costume out of the way now.
I've seen Baby Shark. I mean,
yeah, there's Baby Shark.
Like, I've seen a little bit of everything tonight.
Oh, but we got a good one here, folks. As mentioned, the Elk City Elks top of 4A1, but the Boomers coming off that win, first win of the season last week. Maybe trying to keep that momentum rolling. You got the energy behind you with senior night. It's a good crowd. Place is rocking. I got to say, Elk City traveled pretty well themselves. Of course, that's not the worst drive over. About an hour and a half or so, somewhere in there.
Not as bad as Skyman, where there's nothing.
Shoo.
Hours, man.
Yeah, that's a big drive.
Yeah.
The Boomers are going to receive to start the game, though. And it will be Elk City kicking this one off. Back deep to return. Taylor Laird and Ace Long, the two returners. Split out there. About thrown 15. And we are off with the kickoff. As Garza caught by Ace Long about the 20. He's trying to break a couple tackles. Does get up to the 30. And the Boomers going to take over, looks like right at the 30-yard line to start this ball game.
Looks like we got away with a late hit there.
Yeah, I saw that. We're going to mention it because I was questionable, but you had a better view of it. It looked pretty late.
Seemed like he kind of just, after Ace went down, just kind of dogpiled on top of him.
Yeah, and you kind of let that go, start of the game type of thing. It's one of those things you monitor, I guess, as a ref as you go throughout.
See if Ace Long can get him back here with a good rush.
Looks like starting here for the Boomers. It's going to be in the shotgun. Ryan Douglas. And, oh, almost got Elk City to jump to the Boomers. Now a flag. I think Peyton Carter was pointing out the jump, or did they get Elk City?
No.
They called it on the Boomers because Peyton Carter reacted. Elk City, they did one of those where they almost jumped. They didn't quite fully come across the line. If you're Carter there, you got to realize.
Those shifts up front have been really messing with the Boomers this year.
Right, yeah, and that's what that kind of was. So back it up 5 yards. Be empty set for Douglas. He'll be back to pass. He's got to scramble out to the near side under pressure, throws it away. That'll be incomplete. And so we go from 1st and 15 to 2nd and 15 after the penalty, or after the incompletion, excuse me. And that one, interesting that the Boomers come out with that just 5 wide sit, Dakota. We know they've ran Ace Long to very good effect there in the Wildcat. You think is Coach Lucian kind of maybe trying to throw Elk City off a little bit, tendency-wise?
Possibly, but really need to have a man on the outside because Douglas got almost immediately sacked.
This Elk City front, Trace Ford, number 56, the defensive end, is an animal, and they are very aggressive as Elk City.
See,
there's that shift,
yep.
Empty set again. Ace Long comes to motion across the formation. Douglas going to go on the keeper. It's a quarterback draw. He's going to get back across the 25, gain a couple of yards there up to the, looks like 27. So only about a gain of 2 will bring up a 3rd and 13 for the Boomers here.
Seems like maybe Taylor and Laird may try to get a shot at catching the ball here.
We'll see what they do. You got to potentially push it downfield now. Boomers taking their time in the huddle.
But you don't want to rush it and make a turnover here. Got to keep it smart.
Empty set again. Douglas in the gun. Trips to the far, 2 to the near. The nearest is Laird. Ace Long with him on this side as well. Douglas back to pass. He's going to step up. He's going to fire one deep, looking for Laird, but that's out of bounds on the sideline there, the Boomer sideline. Would have been a tough spot for Laird. He was about triple coveraged over there, Dakota.
It was not the prettiest, but unfortunately just a little bit outside and uncatchable.
Clint, you're down there in view of the trenches. How's that battle early going in the trenches? Are the Boomers making a little bit of headway or not?
Elk City's really trying to get that shift going to try to get them off, or false start going. But looks like the Boomers are kind of holding their own except on the tackles.
On the punt here for the Boomers is Cash Shipley on 4th and 13. This one a good punt carrying. Oh, muffed on the return, but picked back up. And an instant tackle there by the Boomers. Good kick coverage. Couldn't see who that was that made the, it looks like Jason.
38, no, 33, maybe Zane Weibel?
Zane Weibel or 32, Beza, one of those two. Looks like 33, I think that's Weibel.
Zane Weibel.
Nope, 35.
35, okay.
There. That would be Bo Reeves, actually, the freshman, making the coverage.
That was a pretty good hit, Tyler.
It was clean. So Elk City going to take over at their own 35. Not a lot on that return. .55 to go in the first quarter. First drive for Elk City, man in motion cross formations. Patton, the handoffs inside Levy Owens, and he's just dragging people. Breaks the tackle. He's across the 50 now, 45-40. Lowers his shoulder, finishes the run all the way down near the 30-yard line into Boomer territory. And guys, we talked about just the physicality and the speed and the size, and instantly right there.
He looked like a bowling ball running down there.
Whew. First down for Elk City. They flip the field, they get it to the 32.
And Clint made a good point there because he was literally hitting people like they were just flying off like pins.
33-yard run there for Levy Owens. First and 10 for Elk City. It'll be Jones under center. Now they'll pitch it outside. Man's got the edge up to a 30-25 and then dive down. That was Tucker Garza, number 31 there.
Oh.
Got it up to the 19-yard line. Took kind of an awkward hit. We got a man down for the Boomers. Climbing over to the sideline. Couldn't quite see who it is. Maybe cramping up.
Hunter Harrison.
Looks like maybe he's cramping up because his leg went stiff over there.
They hit him hard down in the legs.
Yeah. That's one of those that kind of takes it out of you just a touch. So from the 32 to looks like the 19 on that run, it's another 13-yard gain.
Kind of an awkward hit there for Hunter Harrison.
Yeah. Yeah, just a bit of an awkward one for sure.
That's what we were talking about, though, that those edges, you got to protect those.
Yeah, you definitely do. Tucker Garza with the run there for Elk City. 2 first downs on 2 runs.
Credit to Hunter Harrison, though, for tracking him down and trying not to get too many yards.
Yeah, ran over there, hustled pretty well, and just a violent collision, as we mentioned, kind of with the legs. Looks like he's good. He pops back up, and that's what I thought. It's one of those, Clint, you saw it pretty clean, probably a stinger right in those legs.
Yeah, he went right, like the runner was going down, and he kind of clipped his legs.
Yeah, so good to see Hunter pop right back up. Just one of those. Dakota, we call it the Charlie horse, right? It's just right in that calf, right in that thigh, wherever it may be, and it hurts for a good minute.
Hey, I mean, the kid can crawl. I mean, he was making some good army crawls down there.
He was hustling.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Elk City. They've had 2 big runs to start this one. Ball's at the 19. Jones is going to be under center. Fullback is going to be Owens. You got 3 receivers, 2 to the far, 1 to there, and a wing. On the far side, they don't hand off. They pass it out to Patton. Patton makes man miss. He's got the 10. Jukes another at the 5 and into the end zone. He got it, 8 touchdown. So they run the little quick hitter right there. Cooper Patton, the guy that we had highlighted in the pregame, strikes first for Elk City.
Yeah, he is kind of just one of those players that jukes, dodges, and dives.
That will be a touchdown early here for Elk City with just 9:53 to go in the first quarter. That drive just about 1 minute and 2 seconds, and they cover 65 yards. On for the extra point here. Looks like 16, Jeremiah Jackson potentially. Or excuse me, 46 maybe. Snap is good, and that is good on the extra point. So Elk City goes up 7-0 there with 9:53 to go in the first quarter. We'll step aside for break. You're listening to Boomer Football on Boomer TV and Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Clint Shelton, Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you. I keep wanting to throw Eric in there, and he's down there by Clint.
He's down here with me.
I know. That's why. Tell him I see him down there. Brian Gonzalez was one on the extra point there for Elk City. But they lead 7-0 now after a minute and 2 drive. Only a minute 2 off the clock there. 3 plays, 65 yards. Ended with a 19-yard touchdown catch from Cooper Patton, who received that from Austin Jones. Dakota just displaying the skill that we were talking about the pregame. Shifty, really good on those edges. It showed up there with a couple broken tackles.
Elk City is definitely going to put us in for a show tonight. But let's see if we can necessarily clap back and try to get a touchdown here, Tyler.
So the kickoff coming from Gonzalez, and this one bit of a pointed fair catch. Good catch down there by Boomer at about the 50. It's kind of a pointed onside, a high sky one.
Kind of an interesting one there for Elk City. Don't know really why you would want to onside kick it out for a touchdown.
Bo Wickware with the fair catch and the good hands right there. So the Boomers take over at the 50-yard line, and Dakota a good chance with some field position here now.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe they're going to try Ace Long here. Had a couple rushes in there, but couldn't get anything started. Let's see if his confidence, maybe momentum has changed here for the Boomers.
Now they will go with that power set. So they went empty the first drive. Now they're in the power set. Got Denzel Emery as running back and up backs with Ace all in the backfield. Will take the snap, try to go up the gut, and he is taken down quickly there. Maybe a gain of the yard. And who else? I believe that's Trace Ford on the tackle. It was. We talked about him being a miss. This kid is probably about a good 6'2" and a good lean 250, 260.
Defense for Oak City is a little bit scary, Tyler.
Yeah, well, Trace Ford has been a menace all year long, and you can see that early why. He is fast and quick off that D-line.
Laird is going to come out, and we got Mason Boring coming in.
Warren will be in, as you mentioned. It's tight formation game for the Boomers. Ace in the backfield. He's got essentially 3 other backs with him. They take the down backs of Ethan Matt and Casey Bourne, and Emery just sacked him beside Ace. Ace will take this one up the gut, makes a man miss, makes another miss and gets tripped up. Good yardage there, though. Gets across the 45 down to the 43. So a 6-yard run from Ace.
I like that look there, Tanya. That was beautifully played there for the Boomers.
And Clint, a good hole opened up by that Boomer line. I know it's probably tough sledding early. I think it's one of those where they just have to try to manage, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you know, you can't be cute and try to go away from your scheme. You got to meet power with power, and that's what they're trying to do.
So 3rd and 3 for the Boomers. 8:40 to go in the first quarter. They trail 7-0. Ball's on the Elk City 43. Ace in the gun. He'll take the snap. Lowers his shoulder, trying to fight forward. I don't think he got the first. Maybe got a yard.
Met by Trace Decker again.
Yeah. Have I been saying Trace Ford? I meant Trace Decker. Thank you for correcting that. Trace Decker, that's what I'm talking about, not Trace Ford. But yeah, Decker, he's going to be a problem all night long.
Looks like the Boomers are going to go for this one here. Hunter Harrison back out on the field.
4th and 2 coming up for the Boomers from the Elk City 42. You're right, Dakota. They are back out there. It looks like going to be in that power set. Ace is going to be the gun.
Tyler, you know I say it all the time.
Give it to Ethan.
Give it to Moose,
Give
man.
it to Moose. Yeah.
Let's see this kid run it.
They've essentially got 4. This is such a funky set. I have not seen this. Ace takes it. Tries to go up the gut. He's got to get across the 40, and he does. It's a first down for the Boomers. And Clint, just like you were talking about, beat power with power and make it work.
I think we had 2 backs to the. Yeah, it was such a weird
They
formation.
essentially stacked him in a line. They had Ace in the gun,
run back.
had Matt beside him and Bourne on the near side, and then Emery right beside him on the far. So essentially 4 running backs there in the backfield. The Boomers take it from the 42 up to the 37, a 5-yard gain, and more importantly, a first down.
True Kansas State offense right there.
True power.
They're taking some hard hits out there, though, Tyler.
Here we go, 1st and 10 for Woodward on the Elk City 37. Ace in that gun again. Takes the late step, now goes up the gut, fights forward, keeps his balance, gets some nice yards. Across the 35 down to the 32, so another 5 yards there. And Dakota, this is something that Hunter Harrison and Ethan Matt had talked about on the coaches show with me this week, of just the patience of Ace has come a long ways this year. We saw it last week. He had his hand on the back of Ethan a lot, just following those blocks and letting him develop.
He's a freshman, Tyler.
It's crazy.
I mean,
it's crazy.
You talk about a kid that, you know, you would think playing high school football, you look at the roster, unfamiliar, you think he's maybe a junior, senior.
Right.
No, this kid's a freshman, folks.
Yeah. 2nd and 5 for the Boomers from the Elk City 32. Ace in that power set. It's a counter. Tries to bounce outside, cuts it back up, a nice little cut. But Elk City was on top of it. Still, though, a gain of about 4 there for Ace up to the, looks like 29-yard line, 28 maybe. Yep, 28. So they'll call it a gain of 4 and a 3rd and 1 upcoming for the Boomers.
You know, if a 3rd and 1 here for Coach Lujan, in my opinion, you get Ethan Matt up front, you get guys like Hunter Harrison, you get a QB sneak and try to get for those extra yards.
And Clay, you're seeing it down on the field. How's that delay kind of step for Ace working? Has it proven to be effective?
It's really just a patience thing. I mean, he already has such a great center of gravity, balance wise. So I mean, that's what you need about this, because these Elk City defenders are coming in and just smashing with their hips.
3rd and 1. Ace going to take snap, a pop pass, and go for Taylor, and they got it down to the 25.
Pass.
The Tebow pass gets the first down right at the 25. Only needed a few yards.
Seems like Ace Long tried to make a jump shot there.
Yeah.
To Taylor and Laird was the basket.
Dakota, that was before your time. That's the Tebow pop pass. You just swish that thing. You're not even trying to throw it. You're just trying to float it.
It's a thing of beauty.
So a first down for the Boomers. Only a 3-yard gain, but you only needed 1.
Beautiful. Move the chains, Tyler. That's what we like to see.
Excuse me. They marked it to the 23, so a bigger gain than I thought. Gain of 5.
We'll take it.
So 1st and 10 for the Boomers. Ace in that gun. Going to plow forward, head first, up to the 20.
Injured player here for Elk City.
Yeah, slow to get up.
That's going to be number 8. That is going to be Tyler Moyer.
Tyler Moyer, one of those edge linebackers. Senior got up. He's walking it off, so it looks like he's not going to come off the field. Ace able to get 3 yards on first down, since it'll be 2nd and 7. Boomers on a long drive here now, 8-play drive as we're going.
This is their comfort zone, like we've seen in the past, like those long 77-yard, 10-play drives.
Yeah, more like 15-play drives.
Got to give credit to the O-line, though. They're making a big difference here for Ace.
2nd and 7. Ace in the gun with the offset. Now they'll hand off to Denzel Emery. Try to get to the outside. Emery trying to get the edge. Gets across the 20. Falls forward for a few yards as he got hit. I think he got about 2, it looks like, to the 18. So not bad there. He'll set up a 3rd and 5.
Looks like he did a somersault down there. Did you see that, Clint?
It's something else.
So now the Boomers with 4:50 to go here in the first quarter, trailing 7-0, deep in Elk City territory in the red zone. Ball sits on the Elk City 18. Power set coming out. I just run this till the cows come home.
Dude, I mean,
this is working right now.
It seems like they're kind of wearing the Elk City defense out in a way too.
Ace in that gun. 2 running backs side, 1 to the far. Ace going to take it up the gut. Got to get at least to about the 15-14. He's going to be close, but he'll be short, I think, by about a yard. be 4th and it looks like 1 or 2. Call it 4th and 2. Needed to get to the 16.
Now, Tyler, with Ace always running it, do they give it to someone else and kind of try to switch it up and get their brains moving differently, or what do they do here?
That's a good question. They're going to go for it, though, and I don't blame Coach Luchin. You got to be aggressive. As Dakota talked about, or Clint talked about earlier, you got match physicality with physicality. Ace in the gun, they flip the running backs now. Matt and Bourne off to the far side. They'll hand off to Emery. They'll keep it with Ace, and he got the first down, but there's a flag. This might be coming back. That is unfortunate. If it is coming back, we'll see.
I think it's on Elk City.
It looks like it might be.
He's pointing towards the Elk City line.
That would be not only a first down for the Boomers, but more yards if that's the case.
They're also looking like they're saying move the chains.
Face mask, so it will be on Elk City.
That's a big call there, Tyler.
Yes, sir. So first down for the Boomers, and you get half the distance to the goal.
Here in the red zone.
1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. 1st and goal, excuse me, from the 9-yard line.
Trying to match it, Tyler. I think that if the Boomers keep on moving and how physical and aggressive they are, I think they're going to punch it in with a rushing touchdown.
So 1st and goal for the Boomers. Ball on the Elk City 9. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. They trail 7-0. Ace in that power set. He'll take the snap, try to go up the gut. Not a lot there, but he keeps fighting forward. Gets down to, looks like close to the 5. Nope. We'll mark it to 6. So only gain of about a couple.
As John Riggins once said, that's all you need.
That's right. That's right. Oh, John Riggins. Now we're digging back. There's people out there going, who's John Riggins? 2nd and goal from the 6 for the Boomers. And this drive is going good. This started at 9:53. This drive did. We're down to 3:25 on the clock.
I'd give it to Emery here.
12 plays.
One of the best things that we've seen so far is the adjustment on the line to deal with Trey Decker. We haven't been calling his name as much as we have in the earlier drive.
Ace going to hand off inside to Emery. Emery's able to bounce out. Can't get to the edge. Get to the goal line. Tripping forward. Oh, gets stopped right there. Good tackle in the open field by Patton. But Emery got to the 1-yard line. A nice little 5-yard gain, and it's going to be 3rd and 1.
I think you can try to go rushing touchdown here. Or, excuse me, QB sneak here, Tyler. It's right at the goal line.
Well, this is where, you're in practice, you're an offensive line coach, and you're saying, hey, we better be able to get 1 yard if we're an offensive line. Down to 2:40 to go in the first quarter. 7-0, Elk City on top. The Boomers threatening here with a 3rd and goal from the 1. Ace Long in the gun.
We're going to see a big block from Ethan Matt here.
2 running backs on the right, 1 on the left, and now a timeout, it looks like, by
Elk City.
Elk City. Zach Maynard going to burn his first timeout, so we'll burn it with him. Step aside. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Clint Shelton, Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you. Also on Boomer TV. If you haven't checked it out, please go check that out. Cook Province, Chris Godwin doing an excellent job, as well as the student help there. And guys, we are on a 13-play, 49-yard drive right now by the Boomers. This started at the 50. Started with 9:53 to go in the first quarter. We're down to 2:31 here. And the Boomers threatening on 3rd and goal from the 1, trying to tie this one up. What a drive so far.
It's a thing of beauty.
There's some old school football back when they didn't know what a forward pass was.
1 yard to go for a touchdown.
Ace Long going to be in the gun. Got 2 backs to the far, 1 to the near. The near is Emery. Everybody else in tight. Long will take the snap. Rolling out, looking to pass, going for the pop pass, but swatted by Elk City. Good play right there. Big play from Caden Holder was all over on top of that, the edge linebacker. There's 2 receivers open back there, Dakota.
If that ball's not touched, that's a touchdown.
It is. It looks like Matt and Corral were open there on that far side.
It's the downside of the Tebow pop pass, though. You can't use it too much.
Yeah, no, that's very true, because then as soon as you look to pass, people know the pressure's, and the pressure too, right, is in the face. So
4th and 1, do you go QB sneak? I mean, that's the best option for
Boomers
me.
are going for 4th and 1. We'll see what they do. 2 backs to the near, 1 to the far. Long in the gun. Takes the snap, just going to try to plunge forward. Tries to dive over the goal line. Did he get there? No call yet. And they're not going to give it to him, I think.
Oh, he's saying his knee.
They're saying his knee touched first, and they're saying it is inches. So Elk City stops the Boomers at the inch-yard line. That'll be a turnover on downs.
I still think they made the correct call in going for it there, though.
Oh, absolutely. You got to try. I mean, Elk City's the number 5 team or number 2 team, depending on which publication you look at in 4A. You've got to try to keep that momentum. And in this case, you at least pin them back deep on their own goal line, too. So you've got to be able to stand up because Elk City, took a pretty quick drive the last time out.
How close it is that ball literally looks like it's touching the tip of the goal line.
Yeah, it was right there.
Let's see if we can turn around and clap back with a safety.
Looks like the offensive line is not very happy.
Boomers got one last week, if I'm correct.
Elk City understanding here. Jones had a man in motion. Now they'll look back to the sideline, get a signal. That's Garbarino there. Fullback, and they'll just go QB dive with Jones. And, he almost got the safety, but I think he plunged forward for about a yard. Maybe got up to the 2. It looks like it'll be 2nd and 9 for Elk City.
Give credit to Hunter Harrison there. Just drug him down at the 1-yard line. They pushed him back into the end zone, but unfortunately couldn't get his feet positioned right.
Yeah, but, I mean, this isn't a bad spot for the Boomers. Clint, you talked about, liking the call because this is why. There's really not much for a triple option team
it really
to
does make them more of a conservative downfield offense, and that's not what they're used to.
Jones going to be under center. Got the wings, and then you got Owens as the fullback. Now motion goes Patton. They'll hand off inside to Owens, and he's just going to bowl over. He breaks free, and now finally gets dragged down, layered with a great shoestring tackle there. Owens might have been gone for a 98-yarder. If not, still, though, going to get the first down up to the 16-yard line, and that was a 14-yard gain by Levy Owens.
That was a great effort, though, for that shoestring.
Yeah, Taylor's been on it, making some of those tackles to go.
I don't know if you saw it, but all I saw was Hunter Harrison leading way out in the field, going to cut back towards him, but unfortunately got a shoestring tackle, so Hunter Harrison won't have to chase him all the way down.
So 1st and 10 for Elk City at their own 16. Minute 10 to go in the first quarter. They lead 7-0. Jones under center. Now they're moving some guys around the backfield. Patton in motion. Owens the fullback. They fake the handoff, play action, and the pass incomplete. And boy, Patton was streaking wide open, Dakota.
I'm saying about 2 fingertips, and he would have had that ball probably for a touchdown.
Probably would have been a house call, but Jones floats that one just a touch. And, Clint, we talked with Taylor Laird about this. I did at the coaches show. It's so hard when you're against an offense like this, and you're just waiting for that one pass. We do have a penalty as well here. It looks like on
right about the 15-yard line.
And it's on Elk City, but it is declined. So it looked like maybe an illegal shift. Declined, though, as Coach Lucian wants to take the down, not the yardage there. So it'll be incomplete pass as it stands.
And it's always such a weird, transition if you're playing, if your main, primary position is a wide receiver and you're going back to playing a cornerback.
Right, yeah. So Jones under center. Owens fullback. They got one wing. They'll hand off inside to Owens. He gets tripped up there by the Boomer defensive line. Good job stop him to a minimal gain. Got up to just the 18, so only a gain 2. But that's the problem, guys. He could fall forward for 2 yards.
Man.
He's a big boy.
Like we said, John Riggins football right there.
Clint, he is a wall, as we like to refer to it.
That is the wall, brother.
So it'll be 3rd and 8 for Elk City. 25 seconds on the game clock. They do have to get the play off as there's only 15 seconds on the play clock. Man in motion, Garbarino. Under center Jones. They'll hand it back off on Patton on the reverse. Boomer almost had him, but he got away. Patton up to the, looks like 30-yard line of first down there for Elk City. I couldn't tell who was in the backfield, Dakota, but had him in the backfield and couldn't quite get him.
He goes to the sideline after he picks up, 12, 13 yards,
and
just hits himself in the head multiple times. I mean, this dude's insane.
1st and 10 for Elk City. And the clock stops with 12.1 seconds as Patton got shoved out of bounds there.
And if you're, like we said, you got to protect those outside the tackle runs.
Yeah. Well, the Boomer was there in the backfield, but you just got to make that tackle.
If it's not their star fullback running the ball, it's Cooper Patton.
Yep. 1st and 10 for Elk City. Jones under center, Patton the fullback. Jones going to drop back to pass. He's under pressure, though, has to get rid of it, and that's going to get to the ground. Good pressure there on the edge. Looked like by maybe Case and Bourne. I couldn't quite tell. Bourne maybe getting in there on the edge.
Oh.
And a flag on the play as well. Looked like 55.
Yep.
Yep, 55. So Case Moore, the young sophomore, boy, he's going to be a good player.
Man.
And it's
a lot of those freshmen, sophomores that are going to be absolute studs.
By the time they turn seniors, I'm hoping that this Woodward football team is going to have something special.
And it is a holding penalty on Elk City, so not only was it the incompletion, but they will accept the penalty and back them up, repeat the down. It's going to be a second and long here for Elk City.
Second and 20.
7 seconds on the play clock still in this first quarter, so Elk City has getting their sap off. Oh, excuse me, first down. I apologize. First and 20. Yeah.
You know, with the way that Elk City's offense is, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know if I would have taken that that flag.
Jones under center, fakes the handoff. Now the pitch out to the outside. Garbarino, he's got the edge, 20. Now it gets up to the 23 before finally getting out of bounds, and that will end the first quarter there. As Garbarino actually got near the 25, but that'll do it for the first. Elk City leads 7-0 after one. We'll take a break. We're listening to Boomer Football on Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football on Boomer TV and Z92. Clint Sheldon, Dakota Widener, Tyler Riggs with you as we begin the second quarter. Elk City able to get a gain of 9 there to end the first quarter. So it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Elks at their own 24. Under center will be Jones, man in motion. He'll fake the handoff. He's rolling out to the far side looking to pass, shooting one deep. He's got a man open, and it is caught over the top, and he is gone for Elk City. They hit the big shot there. Caden Holder. A beautiful floater there by Jones. He made up for that one he missed, and Elk City on the board again.
Beautiful catch, beautiful run. But that ref, I mean, he was right along with him running.
Fair enough. Saying the ref's got some speed. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. But Jones hooking up there with Caden Holder. And again, we talked about it. They get you so used to that run, then they pull back for one of those passes. You have got to be on it.
I think it should have been 3rd and 15.
No, we had the hold and then the 9-yard run, so that was right on the 2nd and 15. I had misspoke earlier. So on for the extra point here is Gonzalez, Brian Gonzalez. Try to extend their lead. Snap, ball is down, and the kick is good. You got it.
Good. Okay.
Snuck it in the post there. And Elk City takes a 14-0 lead now over the Boomers with 11:48 to go here in the first half. We'll keep it right here since we just took a break because I do got a shout-out I want to give, as we heard there from Mr. Troy Hartley, the cross-country team. They are academic state champs for 5A. We're up here talking to Carrie Custer earlier.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Custer, the track coach, and of course Dathan, her son, really a special talent there as a freshman, but the team as a whole performed really well this year, and to see them being academic state champs on top of sending a lot of kids to state out of the regions.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Huge deal for them for sure. So Elk City, though, folks, went 99 yards there in 8 plays, capped off by that big 76-yard touchdown pass. And took about, looks like, 2:35 off the clock. So you cover 99 yards and 2:35. That is, whoo. That's pretty crazy.
Good news is the line's playing better.
Yeah, I mean, that is, something there. It's just, I don't know how you deal with this threat. We were talking about off air, but Elk City brings, when you have a triple option offense like this, Clint, and they're able to do what they do on the outside with the athletes they have, whether it be in the pass or just pitching to them, makes it real tough to stop.
It's hard to defend on every level of football.
So on to kick off here is Gonzalez for the Elks.
See if he does another targeted kick, maybe an onside. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, Boomers jumped on that pretty well last time.
They read it. Looks like they might be onside. Nope.
And Gonzalez going to kick this one a bit deeper.
Laird.
And retrieved, yep, by Laird there at the 20. He's going to return it. Gets to the 30. Now reverses back, trying to cut up field, but he's going to be swamped by a host of Elks. But still got up to about the 31, maybe 32. Good return there by Laird, and that's where the Boomers will take over. So the Boomers take over with 11:41 to go in the second quarter. And guys had a really positive drive. You went 14 yards, or excuse me, 14 plays last drive for a lot of time there, but you just couldn't punch it in. You hope you can maybe repeat that success.
Yeah, I mean, you thought he had it with his arm reaching, and unfortunately didn't. But let's see if we can use that momentum from that last drive, and let's see if Ace Long can continue to do what he does best and get the ball down the field.
As Dakota says, ball doesn't lie, so we should get a touchdown here, right?
I wasn't gonna say that, but now since you said it, yeah, let's get a touchdown.
Ace in the gun. He'll fake the handoff to Emery, try to keep it himself, and Elk City all over that. Ace gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it, as they read the fake on the handoff there and bring up a 2nd and 10. No gain on the play.
We ran the ball a lot last series. Let's see if they're going to switch it up. Maybe try to get a couple pass attempts, try to fake Elk City out with the continue runs, and then switch it up all of a sudden.
Well, we saw him go empty that first drive, but it seemed like the Elks' pressure was too much. I don't know if that's a smart proposition. I think what Clint said earlier, just stick with the bread and butter and see if it could work or not. And there is 2 split-out receivers this time. Bourne on the inside, Laird on the far side. Ace in the gun, got 2 running backs and Emery with them. They'll hand off this time inside to Bourne. Bourne going to take the handoff there in the option. And he puts his head forward, gets to the 35, so gain of 3 brings up a 3rd and 7 for the Boomers. Now, Casey Bourne getting run. That's the first carry I believe he's had all season. And that great Boomer band in the background. I'm going to change up a little bit at halftime. We had a request to see if maybe we could get some of that audio during the halftime, so I think we will have a segment this week, obviously with it being the last home game, where we just listen on the Boomers' performance at halftime of the band. 3rd and 7 up coming here. Ace Long going to be in the gun. Receiver split out. Ace back to pass. He's looking far side to Laird. Floats a spiral up there, and Laird makes the catch.
Wow.
What a beautiful grab by Taylor Laird. Double team, doesn't matter. Caught it going out of bounds, and what a spiral from Ace. That one up to the 40 in Elk City territory. It's a 25-yard pass, but there is a flag way back here inside the 28.
Elk City.
A roughing the passer, so tack on
top.
Yeah, tack on a little bit more.
He really does it all, doesn't he, Tyler?
Oh my goodness.
Well, he can run, he can throw.
He could kick, even though we haven't seen him kick a lot this year. We see him do it in the offseason.
And he can take down people about triple the size of him.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid is literally a bulldozer and a miracle together.
Just an outstanding catch from Taylor Laird, though, too. You got to give him credit. That was double team over the shoulder.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I mean,
And,
beautiful.
You know, we talked about all season long how the Boomers aren't making catches here and there, here and there.
Right, yeah.
And then Taylor shows up, and good momentum here for the Boomers. Let's see if we can keep it rolling.
So in total, with the catch and the penalty, it's a 40-yard game for the Boomers. They are now at the 25-yard line of Elk City. 10:06 to go in the half, 14-0, Elk City on top. Ace in the gun, he'll take the direct snap, breaks some tackles, gets a hole up to the 15, now to the 10, and finally gets drugged down. Ace Long running hard. Clint, as you mentioned earlier, it's that center of gravity he has, that balance that he possesses. That's something that's natural. You just cannot teach it.
It really is. I mean, the fact that you have guys going at your legs and you can bounce the heat off of them is just insane.
And if he didn't stumble there, that's an easy 6.
Yeah, well, no, it was a good open field tackle by Elk City. You got to give them credit. They are sharp when it comes to their tackles. But when Ace is even breaking tackles.
Oh, woo.
So first and goal for the Boomers from the 10. 9:35 to go in the half. They trail 14-0, trying to punch this one in. They couldn't the last time. Ace in the gun. He's going to hand off to Emery, and boy, it's blown up immediately in the backfield by Elk City. And now a flag, a late flag, maybe a little bit of taunting.
I think we're going to get Elk City here, and it's going to go It's going to go forward here for a first down for the Boomers.
But that was the young sophomore catch Gino for Elk City. A beautiful tackle.
Let's see what the call is first. Still discussing it. There was a little word said. I think it was Elk City saying a little thing after the sack we got here.
Right. We'll see what they call it. I didn't see anything egregious. I
didn't see no shoving, no punching.
Right, yeah.
So it must have been some sort of word that they didn't like. Here's the call. It's going to be
it's against the Boomers.
Wow.
Yep. Unsportsmanlike.
Okay. Well, and that makes sense. Like I said, Dakota, it was probably a word because I didn't see anything physical between Emery or Gino there. So, and, that's a teaching moment for Denzel. I know you're frustrated on that play because they blew it up, but you can't add insult to injury because now you're backed up to the 20 when it was first and goal from the 10.
They let things slide here and there, but when you start to get in it with language and what certain words you use, it's automatic.
Yeah,
unsportsmanlike.
That's what I'm saying. You just can't do it. So
can't let that deflate your drive.
Yeah,
it's a lot different in college football, but here not so much. This is high school.
Ace is going to be in the backfield this time. Ryan Douglas going to be under center. Ethan Matt still after his fullback. You got a receiver on each side and a tight end, Luis. Douglas back to pass, going for the fade route to Taylor, and he's maybe got a man beat, but it's intercepted by who? Cooper Patton, the guy that was in your highlight, Dakota, and for good reason. He skied for that one, high pointed it, and it's a pick in the end zone. Elk City takes it back for a touchback.
When I said the kid had hops, I mean, this kid can jump in the air. He can, it's unbelievable what this kid can do. He's all over.
He's all over the field, whether it's offensively, defensively. So Elk City takes it back with 8:56 to go in the half. They lead 14-0 after the interception.
With the way he jumped, I hope that this young man plays basketball. Wow.
Elk City's produced some really good athletes in basketball over the last few years. I mean, they really have. They've got some talent for sure. So 1st and 10 from their own 20 is Elk City. Jones under center. Owens takes the handoff up the gut. He's got some room. 30, 35, 40. He's off to the 50. Got one man to beat. It's Borean. Borean able to at least make the tackle. Took some punishment for it. But a huge run from Owens. Goes from their own 20 up to the Boomer. It looks like 28-yard line. We got Boomer down. It looks like maybe right in that leg again. So they're tending to him. 8:46 to go here in the half. And now an injury timeout.
Wonder if it kind of re-triggered it again, Tyler.
Yeah, let's go ahead and step aside real quick while we're dealing with the injury timeout. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Clint Sheldon, Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you. Still in that injury timeout as they tend to Hunter. And I think you're right, Dakota, probably just re-triggered from that first big hit, they took. So.
And to lose a guy like Hunter Harrison is huge. I mean, he's kind of been one of our guys that has been the best blockers offensively and defensively.
High motor, yeah, and just important leader on this Boomer sideline for sure.
Carries a big voice for the Boomers in this group, along with Ethan, Matt, and Sam Cheap, when he was able to play, but still, he carries that voice.
They're able to get Hunter up now and get him some help off the sideline. Looks like maybe his ankle bit, not taking any pressure on that. So good to see him up, though, as they get him back and off the field. So we'll have to see who comes in to replace him, but it will be 1st and 10 for Elk City as Levy Owens. I mean, my goodness, this kid is something else. That was a 52-yard scamper, guys, on 1st and 10 there, and you saw the power, the speed, and everything.
I want to say that he outweighs Mason Boring by 100 pounds maybe.
Oh, more than that, probably 150.
And yet he was out-racing Mason Boring.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I mean, it almost looks like he's running in slow motion. But
It really does.
And the Boomer's going to jump off sides here on the motion, it looks like. Maybe Austin Jones got a hard count, so tack on 5 yards of penalty. As Elk City will make it 1st and 5 now at the Boomer 23. Looks like he's threatening to try to put up another one. As we got 8:36 to go in the half, they lead 14-0. Jones going to be under center. Everybody in tight, couple wings. Got a fullback. It's not Owens. They'll hand it to the outside, though. Cuts it back up. Good job by the Boomers there. Taylor Laird in first on the tackle.
Number 27 to follow that is going to be Zathan Klingenpale for Woodward.
Matthew Thompson on the carry, and the Boomers able to lock down that outside. And Clint, I know we were talking about earlier, you've got to be able to do that if you're going to stop Elk City at any point in this ball game.
Yeah, I mean, they really, helped on the line in terms of, they're meeting the line pretty well, but that outside is just, that seems like Elk City's bread and butter.
So Jones going to be under center here on 2nd and 6 now for Elk City. Got a wing, got 3 receivers out, one to the far, one to the near, 2 to the far, and now Thompson going to be able to catch a quick pass, cuts it upfield to 10 to 5, and he outraces the Boomers to the end zone. 24-yard touchdown for Elk City. And it's a 24-yard touchdown pass as they hit another little quick out right there, Dakota, and it's so tough to stop that.
Yeah, he stopped and then he ran around to the other side, got set, and then just takes it to the house. He was too quick on his feet. Boomers, they couldn't zone in on him and track him down with such a short period of field that they were playing on. It's unfortunate here for the Boomers.
So with 7:46 to go in the half, Elk City on the board again. Gonzalez on for the extra point. Waiting the extra point kick now. There's the snap. Ball is down. Hold good. Kick is good. So 7:46 to go in the half. Elk City now on top, 21-0 over the Boomers. And just kind of flexing their power and speed here, guys.
We've had 2 opportunities where, we were right there.
It looked beautiful, and, it was a really good drive, and then it just, right when you get to the goal line, you thought it should have been a touchdown, but they call it differently. You try to go for Laird in the end zone, and unfortunately, he's double coverage and has a man on him, and then you got number 7, of course.
Cooper Pett.
The kid just...
a beast, yeah.
He wants the ball. He got the ball.
So that one for Elk City, a 4-play, 80-yard drive. Only took about 1:15 off the clock. Of course, the big run there, 52 yards from Levy Owens, set up that touchdown drive, and then they get the 24-yard pass from Jones to Thompson.
Here's a name we haven't said tonight. Carson Medina. Haven't seen him get a kickoff yet.
I hadn't seen him out there, to be quite honest with you. Not quite sure.
On the very far side, near the 30-yard line.
Well, that's Ace right here on the 20. You're talking, is he up
Far.
back? Far side. Oh, I see you. I see you now. Okay. Sure that's not Shirky.
Let's find out.
Anyways, on the kickoff here, Gonzalez for Elk City. Layered back about his own 20, as well as Ace Long. Ace on the near side, tailing over on that far side. And here comes Gonzalez, and there's a kick. Bit of a wobbler, bit of a liner over to Ace. Takes a bad hop. He's got to field it. He's got to fall on it. He does. Bit of a rough hit there, too. Coach Luchin, or not Coach Luchin, but the Woodward coach is not happy with that, because that one just a bit on top. Now, I don't know if he could stop himself, because with the way Ace fell on that, it was kind of,
it was really awkward. His leg kind of buckled underneath him. I don't think that was anybody's fault.
Right, yeah. I don't think you could call that at all if you're the ref, just because of how, like you said, Clint, that was an awkward play. So, yeah, that's just one of those. You can't throw the penalty on that.
It's a situation where it's kind of, you're just like, well, he was on top of it, and the guy had the forward momentum.
Right, yeah, and I can understand Coach Luchin being a little upset, but at the same time, that's just, that's a football play. That's just one of those football plays. It didn't look pretty, but I think it's just more of a football play.
It's a mistake that turns into, you're not liking what you're seeing, but also,
right.
What's the actual call?
When you're going full speed like that.
When you're full speed, you cannot slow down like that. Not in high school. Even the pros struggle with that nowadays, slow down at full speed. So, and Coach Luchin going to take a timeout here before they get going. Maybe to discuss things a bit more. Not quite sure. But We'll keep it right here for just a minute. And guys, you're down 21-0, but as you were talking about, Woodward's had the chances. You've been able to get drives. You just haven't finished them off. If you could finish them off here and get yourself some momentum that way, and then start getting your defense a little confidence to get some stops, I think that would go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, what you think should be about a 7-point game turns into 21 because Boomers had 2 really good opportunities that just didn't add up.
Yeah.
So maybe, let's say, they can pull something out of the bag here and try to do a little magic.
Possibly so. Beautiful night, though, here. Great crowd for the Boomers on senior night. Good to see all that support come out. Had a line of seniors in the pregame, if you missed it, from the goal line all the way stretched out to the opposite 30. So that they honored cross country, band, cheerleaders, dance team, of course, team managers, and then, of course, the football team. So a lot of great seniors out there being honored through that here tonight. Good to see for sure. Dakota Zamarco, of course, Dakota, we were marveling at, walked out to midfield without crutches, without a neck brace.
You know, he almost took a little bit of a stumble, but caught himself. I'm glad to see him without the neck brace.
Yeah, it's just incredible from where he's at.
It's a miracle.
So 1st and 10 for the Boomers. Ace Long in the gun. Got a receiver on each side, Laird the furthest, and he's got running backs beside him. Ace going to hand off inside. That might have been Case in there on the inside keeper, or handoff, excuse me, not the keeper. It was.
It's just enough time that you need to just run down the clock and try to march all the way down the field.
Right, for sure. And Boomers did get the ball to start the game, so it'll be Elk City getting it to start the second half. It was a 1-yard carry there for Bourne. Be 2nd and 9 for the Boomers. And about 7:15 to go here in the first half.
Mason Boring is going to check into the game here for the Boomers.
And it looks like, Clint, you were talking about taking your time. Woodward not in a rush out of those huddles, as there's 8 now on the play clock, and they're just getting lined up here. 5 seconds to go. Got to get a snap off for Douglas in the gun this time. He's going to be back to pass. They snuck him out there. He's going to throw one to the sideline high, looking for Bourne, but that one off target into the Boomer sideline.
Just hasn't been accurate that accurate tonight.
Yeah, and you know, he had a really good week, I thought, last week. After that interception, Dakota, he really rebounded well, but tonight, like Clint said, just kind of been a bit off early as Douglas.
I mean, last week, as soon as they were down 14, he snaps back. He kind of just figures a little bit of things out, what he can do differently, and unfortunately can't get that energy in him right now, but let's see if we can possibly get it on this drive.
Granted, though, I mean, every pass we've seen so far has been a sideline tightrope pass. So.
Right, it hasn't been necessarily something easy, to your point, Clint. So 3rd and 9 for the Boomers, 6:55 to go in the half. Ace Long back in the gun this time. Got the running backs with him. He'll take it. He's looking for a hole. He's got a hole. Trying to fall forward. I think he got the first down by a yard. Got up to the 32
Barely.
and does.
Move the chains.
Good job there by Ace. Good blocking up front. That hole was open. First down for the Boomers.
Cherokee's going to come out. Boring is going to come in, the sophomore.
10 yards there for Ace on 3rd and 9.
Kind of like what you guys were saying earlier. He's running his best ball when he's behind somebody.
Well, it's his patience, like we're talking about. When he's able to get behind a couple blockers and see the holes, it's a remarkable thing. And you know he's got the moves once he gets in the open field. So it becomes tough to stop.
A little bit like following the leader.
1st and 10 for the Boomers. Ace will take the snap. This time trying to go to the far side. Cuts it back. Nice cut back. Gets across the 35. Now up to about the 37. Oh, they'll say 38. So it'll be a 2nd and 4 for the Boomers.
Bo Reeves on a good block there to open it up for Ace. And to finish it, I don't know who that was. Maybe Ethan Matt, maybe Hunter Harrison. Not Hunter Harrison, excuse me. Cason Bourne.
Possible, yeah. Cason. This will be a 2nd and 3 upcoming for the Boomers. They'll give Ace 7 on that one.
They're giving him some good gaps to run through.
Yeah, Boomer line working. You mentioned without Hunter, we believe, maybe. This will be 2nd and 3 here for the Boomers. Ace in the gun. Running backs with him. Takes the snap. Looking to bounce outside. He's got a hole. Across the 40, 45, now up to the 50. Stiff arms. The ball comes out, though, and it's picked up by Elk City, and they're returning it. And Kel Poole now shoved out of bounds by the Boomers.
Ace Long. Looks like he's getting him slowly.
Yeah, he took a bit of a shot there, and I couldn't tell who it was for Elk City that was able to – they came over the top there, if you're watching on Boomer TV, and swiped at that and got it loose after the good run.
It's like the old peanut punch.
Yep. Yep, that's exactly what it was, that peanut punch.
He got hit on 2 different times. You know, he was bobbling the ball and it just slipped out on the second hit. But, hey, good momentum there for the Boomers for Ace to try to get as many yards as he can. And Ethan Matt, what a block there.
Yeah, checking out Ace on the sideline, make sure he's good, because that was just kind of a tough hit. He may not be injured. He may just be more mad at himself.
It looks like he's more disappointed than he is injured.
Yeah, not injured, just disappointed in that, because it was such a good run. And then to have that happen.
And the ball was just a little bit too high.
Right, and that's maybe what they're discussing. Coach Luch will talk to him right now. So, 1st and 10 for Elk City at the Boomer 45. As they're 5:26. Elk City just gets the snap off. They reverse it to Thompson here on the handoff. He breaks the tackle. He's got a hole up to the 35. Now the 30. He's got blocks ahead. The 20, the 15, up the sideline. Finally gets knocked out of bounds. Mason Boring, a big hit out of bounds, but not before a big gain for Elk City after they took over at the Boomer 45.
He almost knocked him into the opponent's concession stand.
Literally, that when he got hit, the whole crowd got quiet. I mean, you could literally hear it from if you're in the press box.
Great hit, but still a 41-yard gain there from Thompson on the side.
And after the conversation between Ace Long and head coach Rick Lugin, gives him a pat on the head.
Yeah, and you know, that's one of those situations where coach, you talk about, like Clint said, you probably talk about, hey, the ball's a little too high, too loose. You're a runner, you got to be better on that. But you don't want to, you know, ruin the freshman's confidence. He's had a great start to this game.
He's a freshman, still got a lot to learn, but he's excelling very, very quickly.
1st and goal for Elk City. On the 4, the handoff to Owens. He puts his shoulder down and gets into the end zone. Got chopped down, but it didn't matter. Levy Owens, a score there for Elk City, and they extend their lead now up 27-0 with 5:07 to go in the half. And just, guys, we knew it was going to be a tough task, and Elk City has not taken their feet off the gas, or they haven't taken their foot off the gas pedal to start this one. 19-second drive there after the fumble recovery by the Elks.
And it seems like the Boomers have had a very good opportunity to score in games that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
You know, like Weatherford, you know, you just couldn't ever get to scoring. They've had some good drives here. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's see if possible we can.
But you got to finish it.
Yeah,
you've
got to finish it.
got to finish it. You could like it, but when it results in no points on the board, you've got to finish it. You have the Ferrari in the garage, but if it doesn't start. So Gonzalez here on for the extra point for Elk City. After they had some substitutions. 8 on the play clock. Waiting the snap. Now, snap, low snap. It's bobbled. It's picked up by Gonzalez, and the extra point attempt is not going to be good. So it'll be 27-0 after the snap rolled back there to the holder.
And to be Tyler, you know, it wasn't a good snap, but guess who was on that big tackle?
Who's that?
Hunter Harris.
Oh, so he's back and good. Good to see. Good to see.
It's 2 players that are almost indestructible, is Ethan Matt and Hunter Harris.
Right.
I mean, they've taken blows after blows and hard hits, you know, get taken out for a game, but next week, always back, always ready to go. Big voices for the Boomers.
So 5:07, Woodward going to get another chance to put together a drive. As you mentioned, Dakota, some good stuff, but
we just got to finish.
Got to finish one of those. See, it'll be Denzel Emery and Taylor Laird back to receive this time.
I did get a number. That is Carson Medina on the far side.
Yeah, you're right. We got the back to him now. So
I think Shirky is up front here by the 45.
I think you're right.
That's not Shirky.
Looks like. No,
looks like it, but it's not.
That was Weibel up there. Shirky is actually in front of Medina at the 40.
Yep.
On that far side. So on the kick here for Elk City is not Gonzalez. Trying to get a number there. That is
number 5.
Kai Keys going to kick this one off.
Hey, he's a basketball player. He's pretty good.
He is pretty good. We see him on the court. This one kicked over to the sideline, and we're going to field at the 20. I don't know if he needed to field it, but did. Gets up to the 30 and gets driven down by Patton. Good job, though, by Emery on the return. About 10, 12 yards. Sets up the Boomers at about the 34. 5:01 to go in the second quarter. See what they can do here. See if it'll be Ace back out there in that shotgun set.
It's like Ryan Douglas.
Oh, yeah, he's trotting in, so they'll go with Douglas. Maybe try to get that pass off.
Yeah, with 50 seconds left, that's probably what you're going to try to do.
5 minutes left, sir. 5 minutes.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I look bad.
Hey, to be honest, it does look a little trippy.
Douglas there in the gun by himself. Now puts a man in motion. It was Long. He fakes the handoff. Going to take himself up to the 40. Now down to the 43. A nice little keeper there on the option play as they put the focus on Long. And Douglas able to get himself some good yards. Gets 9. And it's going to set up a 2nd and 1 for the Boomers.
Here comes Carson Medina in with the play call. You know, Carson Medina, when he has the ball, Tyler, it seems like, you know, he finds that outside, you know, gap and finds some yards, but we haven't seen him touch the ball tonight.
Douglas in the gun by himself. 2 to the near, 1 to the far. The far is Long. Now they motion Laird, and he is blowing up in the backfield. My goodness.
By number
The
20.
linebacker right there, Nick Medina, who another stud of that linebacking core by Elk City. Senior led one. Laird's down. That was a pop. So we will, with this injury timeout, let's step aside real quick as they tend to Talon. 4:12 to go in the first half. Elk City leads 27-0. We're listening to Boomer Football on Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Clint Shelton, Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you. As Woodward took a timeout after Talon was tended to, got up and got back over to the sideline. Maybe one of those situations that the one gets knocked out because that was just a sudden hit right there by Nick Medina of the Elks.
Glad to see Talon, you know, kind of get back up and able to come off just like he said, but man, that was a hard hit, Tyler.
And just, I mean, sudden right there. They blew that one up. So it's going to set the Boomers up. Had a 2nd and 1. It looks like they counted as a loss of 4. So Woodward will have a 3rd and 5 here out of the timeout. It looked like maybe they were trying to go with that double pitch, that verse.
And like we've seen, and, and they read it pretty perfectly.
They scouted it very well.
I think they were ready for it.
You know, Coach Lucia got to know Zach Maynard a little bit because Maynard was up here as a Class Bowl coach with us over the summer. And a bit of a younger guy, but you can tell some really good football knowledge. So out of the timeout, be Ryan Douglas back in the gun. He's got 2 receivers to the near, 1 to the far. I believe that is Long on the far side. And you've got a 2 tight end set here.
Need to get 5.
Douglas, back to pass. They're going with a quick pass. They go over the middle to Ace. Ace comes up with the catch and has the first down. My goodness, this kid can really do it all. You can put him at quarterback. You can split him at receiver. You put him at running back. He might even be able to block if you put him at line. Good grief.
It's a Swiss Army knife. That's
Swiss Army knife.
Nick Medina there for the Elks, hitting himself in the head after, I think he was mad that he didn't get to Ace in time.
Yeah.
Talon Laird back out on the field, folks. Good to see him.
Yeah, just got the wind knocked out of him, probably. So 1st and 10 at the Elk City 47. Douglas in the gun, 2 to the near, 1 to the far, 2 tight end set. The nearest is, looks like Shirky, and now
I want to say a false start.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's probably a good thing that was a false start, too.
Because, yeah, there was pressure instantly from Elk City. So I'll back up Woodward 5 and put them back into their own territory at the 48.
I thought Elk City was jumping, but fortunately Woodward got there first.
So 3:32 to go. Boomers trail 27-0, trying to find the end zone. They've had, as we've been talking about, essentially 3 very positive drives that just did not get the results you want to. You got stopped on the 1, then you had an interception in the end zone, then you had an unfortunate fumble. Douglas going to be in the gun again. 2 to the near, 1 to the far, double tight sit. Douglas back to pass. Stepping up, under pressure, gets out of it, has some room to run, makes a bend, makes a move at the 50, and then lowers his shoulder, finishes the run, getting to the 47. Got back the penalty yards and just a couple more. A little bit of chippiness going on out of that, but good job by Douglas. Be able to get that up to the 45, 7-yard little scamper there.
Kind of like what Dakota was saying earlier, whenever you are having Ryan Douglas run, he seems a lot more comfortable.
Well, and he just, you know, he's got a good sense, Dakota, for being a sophomore, to get out of that pressure.
And the way his eyes kind of move and see, you know, who's behind him when he has the time, you know, he kind of cuts inside, but good run there.
Actually has a little bit of power behind.
Yeah, he does.
Douglas
big men.
in the gun again. Man in motion is Ace Long. They don't hand it to him. Douglas going to call his own number, and Elk City all on top of it there. Douglas going to lose a yard. Had about 4 Elks in his face. Maybe should have handed that one off there. And it'll be a 3rd and 9.
You know, when you think you should hand the ball off, it turns into a good play, but when you keep it on those, it seems like they always just come right on top of you.
Well, he's had a good carry or 2 out of that. It's just you got to see that one. That's why it's called the read option. You got to read that. 3rd and 9 for the Boomers. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Minute 55 here. They got the ball at the 46. Elk City 46. Douglas in the gun. 2 receivers to the near, 1 to the far. Ace the furthest. Double tight set. Douglas back to pass. They got a little screen play set up to Mason Bourne. He's got some space and a great open field tackle. That looked like Mason was going to be able to run for that first down, but a great open field tackle there by Kel Poole. And it's only just a gain of a few. And it'll be a 4th and 5 from the 41 for the Boomers.
Looks like Shipley will not punt.
Yeah, I think you kind of want to run the clock down here.
Yeah, and not try to give Elk City another opportunity to get the ball into the end zone.
Especially when they get it back out of the half. That would be a dangerous proposition.
Coach Lujan there talking to one of those players down there. I can't see who that was. From the last play.
Douglas in the gun, man in motion. They got a little swing pass out to Ace Long set up, and boy, Elk City all over it. Got maybe a yard, if that, as Ace took a bit of a shot there. That was Blake Red, linebacker on top of it, no gain, and it's a turnover on down for the Boomers as Elk City takes back over with 54 seconds left in the half.
Number 24 looks like he got away with a little bit of jawing there from Elk City.
Yeah, I mean, Elk City's a little chippy playing with an edge, but you expect that. That's why they're 7-1. I mean, when you are physical like they are, you got to expect that they're going to be a little bit of an edge. That's, you know, part of bringing a very physical brand of football. So, the Elk City's ball at the Boomer, or at their own 41, excuse me.
This is going to be huge for us to get a stop here.
Yeah, you really like to see one, Clint. That would be a big boost, I think, for the Boomers if they could do that. It's going to be Jones under center. Excuse me, in kind of a half pistol, excuse me. He's going to roll right, looking to pass.
Him down.
And Ethan Matt gets him. Oh, my goodness. Ethan Matt chases him down for a 2-yard sack.
I think I just saw Superman. Ethan Matt.
He's just got a motor.
They're going to go quick here for Elk City.
It's going to be Jones and the pistol again. Got a fullback behind him, a couple receivers out. Had a little bit of a false start, but they didn't catch it. Jones looking to pass under pressure again, and he's dropped. And Kaysen Bourne this time from the edge, it looks like, got there.
Along with L.J. Mason. They're going to go quick here again. They got about 19 seconds here. Still haven't snapped the ball.
It's about a 7-yard sack. 3rd and long.
10 to go.
And the snap over his head, but he collects it. Now chunks it up to the middle of the field. That's picked off by the Boomers. A great pick intended for Cooper Patton. That was Mason Bourne on the coverage. So with 6 seconds left in the half, the Boomers do come up with the stop. And that's a little bit of momentum there before the half for that defense.
White Hat talking to Ethan Matt saying, I think be careful on that
right.
throw down next time.
Looks like he's a little slow to get off the field, though.
No, he's just a little tired.
Just Ethan, you know.
Just Ethan, he's fine.
It moves.
He plays hard, man. He plays so hard. My goodness.
Did you catch what he said down there, Clint?
No, I didn't.
You know, I was talking to the Elk City crew as far as their announcers, and one other guy said that, you know, Ethan Matt has a motor. I mean, just a constant motor, and it's absolutely true. That's all he does. He just goes. So 6 seconds before the half here for the Boomers. Got one chance. Ryan Douglas in the gun. 2 receivers to the near, 1 to the far. Double tight set for some protection. Douglas back to pass. Going to float one up. And that one knocked away by Elk City into triple coverage. It's going to be incompletion. 2 seconds on the clock.
You might just want to take a knee here.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to force anything crazy. Kind of agree with that. Be second down for the Boomers at their own 44.
Folks, we hope you stick around for halftime as the Boomer Dance Team and the Boomer Band will be performing at halftime.
Here there for Mr. Troy Hartley. The Boomer Dance Team and band will be performing. As I mentioned, we'll try to get a piece of that for you in terms of the audio. I don't know if we'll be able to capture the full show, but we'll kind of listen in. And I know we had a request for that, so I want to honor that.
If you do want to see it live,
Boomer TV. Yep, we'll have it live, but we're trying to combine the audio side as well.
Yep.
2 seconds to go here in the half. 2nd and 10. Douglas drops back to pass. He's looking over the middle, and it's knocked away by Elk City. Good coverage there. That one intended for Mason Bourne, and that's how we will end the first half. The Boomers go into it down 27-0 here to the top of district and 5th-ranked Elk City Elks. We'll step aside for a break and come back with the Dairy Queen halftime show. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Clint Shelton, Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you. Boomer Dance Team performing right now. Very decorated dance team. That program has been fantastic. Well, dance team cheerleaders over the last 5 to 10 years. So
National champions last year.
Yeah, just a great group led. Sarah McDowell has a hand in that as well as Taryn Johannesmeyer. So 2 great instructors as they just performed there. But first half summary, guys. Dakota, I think you had said it best, and Clint added on to it. Just got to finish some drives for the Boomers. You had chances. You got down to the 1, couldn't get it. A pick when you were in the red zone, and then you had a fumble when you had been moving the ball. And it's just one of those tough one of those tough deals. You really tally that up, this could very easily be more of a 27-21 ball game, or at least 27-14.
I mean, you'd have some points on the board there if it wasn't for that at the 1 yard line
Yeah.
where you couldn't punch it in. And then other than that, you've had a couple mistakes in the game. You threw an interception. Ace, he's young in the mind, but, he got hit 2 hard times for that fumble, Tyler. So there's some more points if you kind of move the ball down the field. But other than that, just a couple mistakes. Having a good game for the Boomers offensively and yards for rushing, but unfortunately, we just can't finish.
Yeah, and Clint, defensively, I think you'd call it there. If you could got that stop to end things in that first half, it would be nice. They got it, and so maybe you build some momentum off that.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can ask for, really. And, going into the half, I mean, I think it's pretty evident that you're not going to beat them athletically. But it seems that you can outmuscle them.
Absolutely. Well, the Boomer Band, as promised, getting ready to perform here. So let's go ahead and turn it over to them, led by Daisy Crockett.
Is your band ready?
And the Boomer Band, they're here at halftime. Wonderful performance. Daisy Crockett, of course, the instructor. And then the drum majors there, Josie Jones, Carlos Lira, and Kristen Rosales. Excellent stuff from them. They got to get down there at the end and do a little bit of some Thriller, as you heard it. Got about 8 minutes or so left here in the half, probably closer to 10 once you get the players warming up. Elk City leading over your Boomers 27-0 at the moment. We'll step aside for a break. You're listening to the Dairy Queen Halftime Show and Boomer Football on Z92.
Recently competed in their last marching competition for the year and earned a perfect score, superior, from all 3 judges. The color guard also competed separately at the same competition, earning a superior from their judge. This is the perfect end to a successful marching season. Congrats to the Woodward Brewer Band, pride of Northwest Oklahoma. The band is under the direction of Daisy Crockett with the assistance of Dr. Brett Woodmansey and Steve Jackson. Color guard is directed by Rhonda Matthews. Woodward Public Schools would like to wish all the band members auditioning for OSSBDA Honor Band good luck tomorrow. One mind, one mission, one heart. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that on November the 14th, the city of Woodward will be honoring one of our own.
And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Clint Shelton, Dakota Widener, Tyler Riggs with you at the half here. The Dairy Queen halftime as Elk City leads over the Boomers 27-0 here on senior night. Let's take a look at some of the scores across the area. Keeping up first with the district there, 4A1. Weatherford currently on the road against John Marshall. They lead 28-6 right now at halftime. Clinton over Cash, 28-0 in the second quarter. It seems like Clinton's really figured it out here on the second half of the season.
You talked about in the previous weeks how they keep stepping up, keep stepping up. They may be a very big contender for the playoff if they keep rising and rising.
And, you know, they're the defending state champs. I've seen a similar team with Carl Albert do the same thing in 5A where, you know, they kind of
play around, you know,
a little bit, yeah, and they figure it out and put together for the second half of the season. So it's definitely possible. Looking at another score, too, Chickasha beat Mustang JV last night, 50-36. That was a Thursday game.
Wow.
Malik Murphy, that talented running back that we had seen,
hey,
went
that guy
over
is
2,000 yards for the season, Dakota. He's at 2,032.
Not for his career.
Just the season with 22 touchdowns. And they said 179 carries officially on the season. Folks, that means that kid is averaging 11.5 yards per carry. That's a first down plus per carry from that running back.
That's probably close to one of the best in Oklahoma.
I mean, it's incredible. Also in Class A right now, there's been some big matchups. Burns, Flat, Dill City going against Fairview. Fairview taking care of that one right now. Fairview 27-0 at the half. How about this halftime score? I'm not sure if it's fully correct, but that's what we got. Cashing over Hinton at half, 7-2.
Huh.
That one a defensive struggle right now at the moment.
Putting in the safety work, huh?
Texoma up over Sayre, 22-6 there at the break. Crescent, Minko going at it. Minko on top, 28-14. That's a big score if it holds, because that'd be a big one for Minko over an undefeated Crescent squad. Hooker right now beating Merritt pretty good, 30-0 at the break. Moreland over Thomas right now in the second quarter, 38-6 at the moment. Looking at some of the Class B scores here real quick. My cohorts are having their own conversation. Probably about me.
Oh, just talking about the good football, Tyler, that we all love.
Here's an interesting score, one that I talked to both coaches on over on game night. Laverne and Turpin. Right now, Laverne leading 30-20 over Turpin at half. If Laverne wins that, they put themselves in a spot to potentially clinch the district next week. If Turpin wins, they will have their first district title since 2004. Ringwood right now beating Garber 42-24 in the second quarter. Pine Creek Hunter and Cherokee in a tight one at the half, 22-20. Oklahoma Bible 51-6 over Kremlin's Hillsdale. That is a final ceiling right now up on Covington Douglas, arguably their toughest challenge in B3, 36-0 at the half there, ceiling on their way to a district title. Checking some Class C scores finally real quick. There's a couple big games going on there as well. Tyrone right now over Boise City 48-8. Tyrone trying to claw their way into a playoff spot. Top team by some in Class C, Tipton over Corn Bible 40-0 at the moment of the second quarter. Timberlake all over Sharon Mutual at the half, 38-0 right now there. Winoka, the Rails, about to go final against Deer Creek Lamont. They're up 54-8 in that one. And last night, Buffalo took down Medford 34-6. Good win there for Buffalo. Got a few minutes left here in the Dairy Queen half, so let's step aside for another break. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
Okay, this one's going out to the Pep Squad Club.
And back here on Z92, Clint Shell, Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you as we got players back out of the locker room doing some stretches. And Dakota, while we got a chance here to talk about some quick keys to the second half, I think the big thing for me is you just got to finish those drives. Like we talked about going into the start of the Dairy Queen halftime. If you can finish those drives, you're probably at a better point in this ball game. You still be down probably, but at least maybe a bit more in it. You still got time in the second half. We see maybe crazier things happen, but you got to finish some drives.
You know, we saw the Boomers kind of run a different type of rushing game, and they had to stop that because they weren't getting any yards or anything. So you're going to have to possibly go back to that in the second half. May have to try to get the ball in the air this time. Maybe let Ryan Douglas run it a couple. Yeah. Other than that, you know, there's 2:38 until we get back underway.
Yep, just a few. I mean, they're stretching, so they got a couple minutes. But no, I definitely agree with you on that. And then hopefully just come up with some stops. For next week, they will be on the road to end the season in Clinton. Got to take on the Red Tornadoes, who are really hot right now, as we were talking about. So that will be an interesting challenge. We, of course, have that here on Z92. Well, let's go ahead and step aside for our final break of the Dairy Queen halftime show. Listening to Boomer Football on Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV as we're getting ready to start the second half here. Do want to shout out some great sponsors before we get to that. High Plains Tire, Gold sponsor with us, sponsor of the Boomer Coach Show, and a lot more. Oklahoma Municipal Power Authority coming on with us for the next couple months, so thank them so much. Top Cat Formal Wear Accessories, Dairy Queen, the halftime sponsor, Caleb Roach Insurance, Great Plains National Bank, Dr. Chris Lee Mosley, First Republic Title Company, Triple Clean Car Wash, Divine's Radio Shack, KFC Taco Bell, and Long Shots Bar and Grill. Here's our host of the Boomer Coach.
Hey, be looking out on that Dairy Queen Facebook page. They might have some chili coming up soon.
Oh, yeah, get to that time.
Yeah, Kenny's chili, man.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. So the Boomers will kick off to start the half. It'll be Lucas Sherkey on for the kicking duties. Elk City going to get it to start. See if the Boomers can continue that momentum they had at the end of the half in terms of stopping Elk City. Now, Dakota Elk City was kind of a spot where they had to throw, so maybe not their strength, but the Boomers still defended it very well.
Yeah, they right at the end, you know, they started to kind of form something in the defense that carried momentum. Now, let's see if they can pick that back up right here and possibly get something started. You know, we talk about, we say that all the time. Can the Boomers get something started here? With a little bit of momentum, folks, that can go a long way.
So Sherkey's got the ball teed up. He's marked off his steps. There is the whistle. He's strapping up his gloves one more time. A couple returners deep for Elk City. Back at about their own 10 right now. And Sherkey begins his jog. Bit more of a targeted short kick. And it's going to bounce out of bounds. So that will be unfortunate. Give Elk City some good field position to start the second half. They'll take over about their 35 to begin things. Still got a good Boomer crowd out here supporting the seniors as they got honored pregame. If you had missed it, got a whole group of seniors from cross country, band, cheer, dance, football team, the team trainers on the football team, managers had them stretched out from the goal line all the way down to the other 30. So a lot of great seniors recognized there.
It's a big night here for them.
Absolutely. One final time, you know, for those involved, it's always a emotional night for sure.
Yeah. Taking the field one last time, wearing that black and gold.
Jones
Memorable.
under center for Elk City. Man goes in motion. It's Thompson. And they'll turn, try to hand off the side. Excuse me, that is not Jones. That is catch Gino, the sophomore now in the quarterback. Looks like Elk City maybe starting to get some of those backups in, but the Boomers able to make the stop.
That's what I like to see, bringing that momentum back. L.J. Mason got there on that tackle. I don't know who else was with him. Couldn't kind of see. It was kind of hard to tell, but hey, the defense read that one like a book.
It's like Jaden Wynn on the carry there. Loss of yard. Gino going to be under center again here for Elk City. Wynn going to be in the backfield. Got a couple receivers in the here, one to the far. They'll hand off inside to Wynn. He's trying to fight forward for a few yards. A couple Boomers on him. He does get across the 40 to the 41. So
Mason Bourne there on the tackle.
And about a 7-yard gain, it looks like, for Gino. Or, excuse me, for Wynn. I don't know.
3rd and 4 here for the Elks.
Just underway in the third quarter. 11 minutes to go. Elk City up 27-0. And on their third play here, the first drive of the second half. As mentioned, they're kind of getting into their backups a little bit. Still got a couple stars out there on the line and on the wing spots, if you will, on the receivers. But
look like they might do a jet pass here. Jet sweep, excuse me.
Gino under center now. Man motion across the formations. Garber Marino. Gino going to keep. Cuts up inside. Has maybe just enough for the first. He got there. Got across the 45 to about the 47. So that'll be a first down for Elk City.
You don't realize how big Elk City's line is till you're
It's
standing
massive,
right here.
yeah. They don't, as we mentioned, they don't have them listed necessarily on the roster as the height and weights, but you could tell just, I mean, Clint, we were speculating probably at least a solid 260 plus at their smallest guy.
I don't think there's anybody that's below 260.
76, Devin, man.
Yeah,
Big
he is.
boy.
It
He's
looks
a
like a
big
Mack
boy.
truck out there.
That's their right tackle, Logan Trevino. Under center, Gino, hand off inside to Wynn. Wynn bouncing off a couple guys, gets across the 50 now into Boomer territory at the 48-yard line. So that is a 6-yard gain for Elk City. It'll be a 2nd and 4 upcoming. This is where Elk City kind of flexes their muscle guys a lot because they're in a spot where they've essentially clinched the district in 4A1 and they're, you know, running their twos out here in their skill guys, and they're still getting really positive yards.
And on top of that, the triple option is just designed to eat that clock away.
It is. It is. And they know they've, you know, you get max marginal points of 15. They don't need them, so they don't need to necessarily run up the score. Under center is Gino. They put a man in motion. Gino going to keep. Now on the option, he cuts it up, gets about 2 or 3 yards there to the 45, so a gain of 3. He'll set up a 3rd and 1 here for Elk City.
Tyler, you'll understand this when I say it. Number 76 reminds me of Caden De La Torre.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for those of you who don't know, Balco Forgan football player and a Forgan basketball player, Caden De La Torre. He was 6'7", 320 pounds, but moved like a ballerina.
I mean, the kid had a hook shot that was beautiful, could play basketball.
And played an 8-man.
Oh,
played D-line and 8-man of that size was ridiculous. But Trevino, maybe not quite 6'7", but he's got all the weight.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy's like getting to the second level pretty fast.
And now on 3rd and 1 here, up the gut, Wynn trips forward for quite a bit there. Gets the first down, goes from the 45 down to the 37, so they'll call it a gain of 8. And it'll be a first down for Elk City, and they are now driving into Boomer territory.
I'd like to see him and Nash Hunter go at it, Tyler.
Little Oklahoma drill?
Yeah, that'd be
I don't know if Nash is up and up on the plane, so that might not be fair, but maybe in his prime.
A couple years ago, he might have.
Right, right. First and 10 for Elk City at the Boomer 37, 8:10 to go now in the 3rd quarter. Under center is Gino. Man in motion is Thompson. They'll hand off inside on the side of the wind. Patient run. He bounces out a little bit after taking up the gut. Gets to the 30. 29 actually, so it'll be a good gain there on first down. Set up about a second, maybe a long 2 or 3.
Elk City's really taking a methodical approach to the.
What? You cut out a little bit there. Taking a methodical approach.
They're taking a methodical approach to the second half.
Yeah, well, like we were talking about, no need for them to really run it up. Like I said, they've got essentially the district clinched, so don't need any district points. Man in motion is Thompson. Gino going to throw, though. He's got a guy on the outside. That's to the 20, inside the 20 to about the 17 there. That was number 2, Devin Simmons, the senior. That's a first down for Elk City. They go from the 29 up to the 17, and it's a gain of 12. They've really had some good plays with that quick pass.
They have.
First and 10 for Elk City at the Boomer 17, driving with 7:24 to go in the 3rd. Clock has stopped since Simmons got tackled out of bounds. Elk City leads 27-0.
Devin Simmons coming out and Cole Bowie coming in.
Under center, it'll be Gino. Got the wing. Gino going to hand off on the reverse. Boomer almost got there, and there's a holding. It's coming back. It was Garbarino on the outside to the near side, but it is coming back because there was a holding there on Elk City, it looks like. And this will erase probably about a 5-6 yard gain there for Elk City. So I back him up. Looks like the spot of foul a couple yards back in the backfield. And that's probably the only real disadvantage of the triple options. When you commit that hold, your linemen are most likely at least a yard or 2 already in the backfield. So back him up to the 29. About essentially that 12-yard penalty. Be first and long for Elk City. Gino's going to be, catch Gino going to be under center. Got the 2 wings, and then the up back will be Wynn. 2 receivers on each side. Now motion goes Thompson to the far side, but they hand off inside to Wynn, and he's plugged up by the Boomers immediately right there. Ran into a wall, and about 3 or 4 Boomers get on top of him for no gain.
Yeah, we do have a pretty good wall going on.
It was solid. I think he even ran into his own lineman, too, which is an even bigger wall than what Woodward could offer. And that actually called it about a loss of a yard. So back to the 30 now, Boomer territory, 2nd and 12. They've got to get up to the, looks like 8 here. So we've got a 2nd and 22. And in motion is Thompson. Gino under center. He's going to be on the optional pitch out to Thompson. Thompson cuts back up. Oh, a great shoestring tackle again by Taylor Laird for no gain. What a tackle from Talon. He was literally on the ground and grabbed a foot and held on.
We're seeing him make those kind of plays all day.
Yeah, he is.
Good effort.
Well, and he talked about that. He said, hey, I want to show out a little bit on defense because he had, things have been maybe not as
what you like to see on the offensive side.
right, yeah, for him. So 5:45 to go in the third quarter. Elk City facing a third and long from the Boomer 29. Gino back to pass, fires over the middle. That one almost picked off. The pass was too hot. Cooper Latal almost got that pick, made a great diving effort, couldn't come up with it. We'll bring a fourth down up for Elk City.
Little inside report. Ace Long getting some snaps down there, getting ready on the sideline.
Okay, gotcha. Maybe looking to pass a little bit, seeing what he could do with his arm.
Was trying to find Douglas, but couldn't see him.
Ryan's taking a couple hits, yeah. So 5:35 and the third clock is stopped. Elks lead 27-0 over the Boomers. They've got a fourth and long from the Boomer 29. Gino under center. He drops back to pass. He's rolling out to the near side now. Under pressure, surveying. He's going to fire one deep towards the end zone into double coverage, and it's broken up. Mason Bourne tried to pick it off, but went off his hands. Yeah, for the second time, went off his hands, and that will be a turnover on downs for Elk City. The Boomers will take over at their own 29. Another stop.
Looks like Ace is going to be your quarterback here.
Interesting decision by Coach Lucha. Maybe kind of, get a look at the future to say, okay, can Ace be the guy? I mean, we talked about him doing it all. So he's caught a pass.
He's threw a
pass and he's rushed it. So, oh, man.
Ace comes in with the play call. Probably going to take it himself, Tyler.
See if they run that power set still or not. I see Ethan Matt out there, so I imagine that's what's coming.
Yes, it is.
We've been calling it the log cat, but it's in the shotgun. We need to call it the ace. just the ace.
We really do.
Ace in the gun, hands off inside to Emery. Emery trying to find something up the gut, but there is nothing there, and he gets drugged back. And lost about a yard to the 28, so it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Boomers. Approaching on 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. This clock has been eaten up very quick as both these teams with kind of the slower pace. Boomers not in a rush. Play clock's down to 10, and they're just getting out of the huddle here. 2nd and 10 for 2nd and 11 for the Boomers from the 28. Ace in the gun. Got 3 running backs with him. Snap. Ace is going to try to bounce outside. Has a bit of a block now. Has cut it back upfield. Gets across the 30, dragging a couple bodies. Gets up to the 34-yard line.
His footwork is just something else.
It really was.
6-yard run for Long. And it can only get better, Clint. I mean, think about that.
Yeah, no, we keep saying it. He is only a freshman.
You thought he was going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage, but somehow steps over a couple men, finds a hole, and bounces it out for a couple.
And that instinct to just keep on getting your feet going.
Yeah.
Smart man.
It's next level.
3rd and 7 for the Boomers. Trailing 27-0, 4-5 to go in the third. Ace is going to be a gun. Got a split receiver on each side. Running backs, and Ace is going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw a fade route over here to Laird. Laird, back shoulder catch. Beautiful by Laird. Just nice and easy. Dropped it in there. It was double coverage. Taylor made it look like it was just practice out there.
No flags on the field either.
Click cut out for just a minute. What were you going to say, Mr. Shelton?
Right in the bread basket.
Right in the bread basket. Yes, sir. So from the 34 now to the Elk City 46. And you've got a 20-yard pass play there.
Let's see if we can get the ball rolling here.
1st and 10 for the Boomers in Elk City territory. Ace in the gun. Power set. Will take snap up the gut. Falling some lead blocks. Has a little bit of room. Now gets taken down at about the 42. Got across the 45. Nice little gain there. Gain of 4. Sets up 2nd and 6.
One of the guys that Ace Long likes to follow is Peyton Carter. Kind of has his hand around the back of his jersey and just kind of following exactly where Peyton Carter leads.
Dan does it with Ethan as well all the time. 3:25 to go here in the third quarter. Mr. Allers back at the studio is probably sweating bullets because we have not been able to get a break in. So as soon as we can, we will try to. Ace in the gun. That odd set, hands off inside.
Number 35.
35, that'd be Bo Reeves. That is 35. And it is, so they named Casey Bourne, but I mean, it was trying to make sure. It's tough to tell because you got 35 and 55. Bourne has been in, so maybe they put in Bo Reeves either way. Looks like 35. Yeah, it's 35, so Bo Reeves. Be a gain of about a yard.
Taylor and Laird with play call here for the Boomers. Getting things set up on offense. Let's see if we can get a first down here.
3rd and 5. Shirky going to be split out as well as Laird. Laird to the near, Shirky to the far. Ace in that power set.
Might fake the run.
Snap dribbles to Ace. He's got to pick it up. Now he's escaping out the right side, but gets taken down right there at about the 42. A loss of the yard. Could have been a lot worse, though. Ace did the best he could. Bring up a 4th and 6.
Looks like he was going to have enough to possibly get the first down on that outside, but Elk City kind of covered it right in the middle there and got him a tackle.
And Clint, you're seeing it from the sideline. I don't think Elk City has really missed a lot of tackles. They have been flying in on.
They're pretty solid. You don't see a lot of arm tackles out here.
No, sir. They lay that lumber. Boomer's going to go for it. No surprise here. As you're trailing, so try to see if you get something here. They've converted once already this ball game on 4th down.
Might try to fake the run game here, even though they're in formation. Try
Play
to go for a
clock
pass.
down to 3. They get the snap off. Ace rolling to the near, looking for a pass. He's got Ethan Matt across the 40 and out to 35. I think he got the first down.
I think move the chains.
Went for the 42 and
Move the chains.
got it. Moves up to the 35. So a
Tyler, I like to see it. I like to see it.
Man, Ace Long might have the highest QBR in Woodward Boomer history.
he might. He's putting on a show. First down for the Boomers. Will call a gain of 7.
But what a catch by Moose.
Yeah, Ethan Matt, you finally got what you wanted. Getting old Ethan with the big catch there.
I mean, on senior night, what better way to get him involved?
So 1st and 10 for the Boomers at the Elk City 35. Minute 20 go in the 3rd quarter. They trail 27-0. Ace up the gut here from the shotgun. Gets across the 35 up to the 34. So a gain of a yard.
It's really impressive how good our offensive line is doing with those big boys on the defense.
Yeah, and it's, sure, they're not getting huge yards every play, but it's just consistent, Clint. I mean, it is them opening holes to be able to consistently average 4 or 5 yards carry, which is what you need. And it's a line that is undersized compared to what Elk City brings. So that means they've got some good footwork and, some good movement going on.
It's definitely something to build on.
2nd and 9 for the Boomers. 40 seconds in the 3rd quarter. Ace in the gun. Going to take it. A little bit of a counter play. Tries to make a couple guys miss there. Does get forward for just a couple yards. They'll get him up to the, looks like 33, 32. And so bring up a 3rd and about 6.
It's crazy how powerful the run is that we're already almost through the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, got 10 seconds. I don't think we're going to get another playoff to end the 3rd quarter, so we'll go ahead and step aside with it. Boomers going into the 4th down, 27-0 to the Elks. You're listening to the Boomer Football on Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92 and Boomer TV. We begin the 4th quarter with Woodward facing a 3rd and 7 from the Elk City. Looks like about 32 is where they've got it. Maybe 33. About 32 and a half, call it that. Elk City up 27-0 right now, but the Boomers trying to drive. They've had a couple good ones today. They just haven't been able to finish them. See if we can get one finished. Ace Long's going to be out there in the gun with that offset power formation. Receiver to each side. Laird is the furthest. Ace going to take it. He's going to roll out to the near side, looking to pass. He's going to fire one deep. He's got a man. It's Lucas Shirky caught for the touchdown. And the Boomers are into the end zone. Ace Long, have a night, young man. What a play. What a throw. And the Boomers on the board.
What other better way, the senior, Lucas Shirky.
Big moment for Lucas. He's had brothers go through this program that have had a lot of success. Big moment for Lucas Shirky, and what a dime from Ace Long.
Man, what a play. 11:53, only took 7 seconds off the clock.
I mean, that pass was just
beautiful.
Now,
you couldn't have thrown that better.
And a great job by Lucas to get separation, too, because you need that.
Now, Tyler, we've seen Ace Long get a touchdown and kick a field goal. Now we get to see Lucas Shirky get a touchdown
and
try to kick a field goal. It is up and
it is good. So 11:53 to go in the ball game. Elk City on top, 27-7. Boomers, though, a little bit of life. Sideline comes live after the score. We'll step aside real quick. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Clint Shelton, Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you, and
the Boomers.
A 10-play, 71-yard drive, guys. And finally, getting to finish one off. And Clint, you're down there on the sideline for that throw. I mean, as you said, they're going to break. Couldn't have been any better.
I mean, all he had to do was just, reach his hands out, and it was there.
And Lucas did that. Good to see him haul it in, Dakota, because we talked about the issues with the drops. To see that happen, that was
and then
great.
To see Lucas Shirky, out of all people, hasn't been a main target, unfortunately, this season, but to see him get the ball in his hands, I'm loving it.
Big time.
And now he gets to get off the kickoff, too, after scoring a touchdown, a PAT.
And Shirky now on the kick here for the Boomers.
He's going to kick it deep.
Couple Elks back deep to receive, backed up to inside their own 10.
For sure.
He went with the targeted kick and does it again here. This time it's going to stay inbounds. A fair catch, a smart one.
27-yard line?
Yep, by the Elks. That was Kai Keys on the fair catch for Elk City.
Get to see him play some basketball this year.
Yeah, he's going to be a guy that Boomer's going to have to deal with for sure. He is a stud on that basketball court. You're seeing it.
I say one team that Woodward is going to have a hard time with is probably the Weatherford Eagles, Tyler.
That's going to be another solid team. A lot of good district competition.
Cash Shipley for the Boomers is as a national champion as long as the other 4 Weatherford team over there.
Yeah, he knows those Weatherford guys. That's kind of an interesting relationship. Talking about the AAU circuit, they were able to get themselves a national championship, and yeah, he played with those Weatherford guys. They were
the
very,
4 starters
very talented.
like
CJ Nixon, yes, who tore us up in football. He is a stud.
Kind of an all-around sport guy, seems like.
Catch Gino under center. They'll go with the quick pass to the outside. That's caught in the flat. And now Bowie's got some speed. The 50, 45, up to the 40 before he shoved out of bounds. That's Cole Bowie, the sophomore. He's had a brother or two go through the Elk City program, and that is a quick 32-yard play there for Elk City.
Lost you there.
It's just the threat of the triple option. It can strike fast, but it can also bleed that clock out.
It definitely can. So actually 1st and 10 just like that in Boomer territory at the 40.
I don't know who runs it better, Elk City or Piedmont.
Under center will be Gino. A couple wing guys and a down back. Now they put a wing in motion. And Gino keeps himself on the keeper there and gets up to the 35, across that to the 34. It's a gain of 6.
Injured player here for Elk City. They're going to take an injury timeout.
We'll go ahead and step aside with them as they tend to the injured player. It is Catch Gino, unfortunately, the quarterback. So we'll take a timeout with them. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92. And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Out of the injury timeout, they're able to get Gino to the sideline, but he's going to be out. It looks like it's number 14, Logan Webb, in for the Elks. And now a little bit of a trap play, and on the end around, Elk City going to get that first down. It was about a 2nd and 4. They get up to the 29 and get 5. That one, Alonzo Gino able to get the gain for a first down. They gave him the 28, actually, so a gain of 6.
And Luis Corral there on the tackle. Kind of been an all-around guy for defense and offense there for Woodward too, Tyler.
Absolutely, another one of those seniors we talked about. First and 10 for Elk City. It's going to be Webb under center. Got 2 wings and a down back and a receiver to each side. Now a wing in motion. They'll hand off inside. Boy, right on him, LJ Mason, along with another Boomer. Trying to see who that was. And they were able to stop. Looks like Jaden Wynn for no gain.
Hey, that's what we like to see. Boomer defense holding up.
Got to see a little bit. The problem here is, Clint, you're working against the clock now with this triple option. They were able, as you mentioned earlier, able to bleed it so well.
I mean, it's just at least we were able to score, but it's going to be hard to make a solid comeback with the triple option.
If you get some explosive plays like we saw from the Boomers,
you can, yeah.
You got to get on sides, because you're right. You can't just give it to the triple option. All right, 10 minutes to go in the ball game. 2nd and 10. Under center Webb. He's going to go with himself on the keeper, and the Boomers on it, and a flag.
It's going to be on Elk City. Their main by the man by Talon Laird was not set yet.
So we're going to say basically illegal formation, maybe.
Yep.
But Coach Lucha might let this stand because it was only about a 1-yard gain, if that. It might have been a little bit of a loss. Let's see how they call it. Yeah, on Elk City. Called it illegal motion, but did see if Coach Lucha will accept or not. He says decline, so they will not take the penalty. Woodward wants to bring up the 3rd down, so the penalty declined there by the Boomers. And so another no-yard gain. Yep, and a 3rd-yard gain.
3rd and long. Fullback's going to get it this time, Tyler. Boomers need to get ready.
So it'll be Webb under center. Got a couple wings. Receiver split out. And then the down fullback. Here's the whistle. Webb takes snap. He's dropping back to pass straight back. Floats one up. Looking for a man. That one broken up. Good double coverage by the Boomers.
Play.
And it was Cole Bowie, the intended target. Mason Boring over there, as well as I believe Cooper Latal on the coverage, doing a fantastic job.
Yes, Cooper
Great
Latal.
hands play there to knock the ball out.
Yeah, because Bowie, despite the coverage, Clint, looked like he still was going to have that potential.
I think he had it, but it got knocked away.
Yeah, that's what Clint's saying. I believe is Boring over the top there, knocking that one away.
Beautiful play, though. They're going to go for it on 4th and 10 here.
And kind of a spot where you can't really punt it. I don't know if they've got the strong kicking game. So under center, it's going to be Webb. 4th and 10 for the Elks. Man in motion, and they'll hand off to Gino on the reverse. But the Boomers have him trapped up in the backfield and get the stop and force the turnover. Great job by the Boomer defense there. Looks like Casey Bourne in on the tackle. And just doing an excellent job out there on the edge.
Ethan Matt slow to get up, but not worried there.
These are the plays that you were talking about, though. That's what you needed.
So 9:44 to go in the ball game. Boomers get it back, trailing 27-7.
Got that momentum swing started after that touchdown there by Lucas Shirky. And then a defensive stop to add on the top of that, plus getting the ball back, Tyler. We're talking about maybe a little bit of confidence.
Maybe so. Hopefully playing with some of the swagger. Ace Long going to be out there. I have that kind of funky offset power set. Got a receiver on each side. The furthest is Laird, Boring to the near side here. Got a tight end on the far side, and a couple of running backs back there with Ace, and he'll take it. He'll keep it himself on the read option and gets up to the 35, but not much more than that, so about a gain of 3 for Mr. Long. And it'll be a 2nd and 7 for the Boomers. On here at receiver, it looks like, coming in. Woodward not necessarily rushing it, because you don't have to be quite yet, because if you can get this, make it touch closer. So Ace going to be the gun. Split receiver each side, Laird the furthest. Ace going to hand off this time to Emery on the end around. Off the near side, Emery breaks a couple tackles across the 40, running hard as Denzel, and he's going to get near the stick. Great effort from Denzel Emery there on the outside, fight through tackles, a little bit of chippiness after
Couple
the play.
good stiff arms there, and the way he kind of made his way around those guys, juking.
And they gave him the first down up to the 42, so a 7-yard run got just enough.
They move the chains.
Denzel running angry down there.
He's a runner. He's a track star, Tyler.
Fair enough, fair enough. I don't know if Clint was impressed with that reference. He looks like he was unimpressed.
It's Dakota.
Oh, wow, you know.
8:20 to go here in the ball game. Boomers trail 27-7. First and 10. Ace in the Wildcat again. This time a little patient run up the guts. Got Sahol. 50, 45, 40. He's down the sideline. Can anybody catch him? They won't. Ace long. 42 yards for the touchdown.
Wow.
No flags on the play. And Ace Long. What a ball game for this young man.
There's those explosive plays that you were talking about earlier.
Yep.
If you want to come back in this game.
8 minutes on the clock, and he's pulled it within 2 scores now. 42-yarder for Mr. Long. Great blocking up front. Ace just needs a little bit of a sliver, and when he goes, he can go.
Ava Long down there. The
Yeah.
big sis got a smile on her face.
Big sis Ava Long. She's a star soccer player for the Boomers. Going to commit to UCO. She'll have her signing day, and I'll be able to thankfully try to cover that a little bit.
And don't worry, folks. She'll probably dominate.
Yeah. Shirky on the extra point, and it is good. So the Boomers trail now 27-14, and we can keep it right here as we've burned up most of our breaks. But, man, I mean, what a play. And, by the way, for Ava, I've said it earlier this year, she's probably tougher than 75% of the guys on the field. So we could have used her this year, but what a great job from Ace Dakota, just seeing the hole and taking it.
I mean, the kid can obviously run, but, folks, if you were here, looking at like we were, Ace kind of just took control over the Elk City defense and said, see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got that corner, and he was just gone.
So now we'll see how the Boomers approach this. They go on a 3-play,
Now, since you're down,
68-yard drive.
you got 8:09 left, and that's a lot of time in the fourth quarter. Depending on if the clock runs, you get out of bounds in time. But what do the Boomers do here? Do they go for an onside kick, or do they punt it deep?
I don't think you go for an onside kick quite yet.
Not quite yet for you, Clint, even though you're into the triple option offense.
I think the triple option's scary, but the defense has been bowing up to the triple option. So
with Lucas Shirky's kicking history and the brothers and the family, does he try to do a target kick that maybe the ball bounces over the guy that is going to land in front of him, trying to pull off something magical?
Is Daniel Pinkert in the stand somewhere? Because he would be the perfect onside guy. He
I don't know,
had such a special foot.
Man, that kid can kick.
Yeah.
So can Shirky.
Shirky on here for the kickoff. A couple of Elks back deep. I see Cooper Patton, I believe, down there. Shirky going to walk up to it, gets his jog, and is going to go with a bit of a targeted short kick, not onside-er. Caught there at the 5 by Keys at the 30. He's trying to make man move. Oh, and there's that was an obvious face mask. Unfortunately for the Boomers, it looks like Carson Medina got him. So it was stopped at the 30, but you tack on 15 yards, and Elk City going to start at their own 45. That's one of those mistakes we talked about, guys. You just can't have. I mean, Carson was doing his best to wrap up, but a clear face mask there.
Luckily the kicking game isn't there for Elk City, so if we can.
Right, we just saw that to your point. Yeah, you could give up a little yards. It's not all is lost.
And the
Bend,
Boomers,
but don't break.
The Boomers have done that. They've stopped them 2 times in a row now.
Yeah, well, 3 if you go back to before the half there.
Yep. So. Wow. Boomers, kind of picking up the slack. We usually see the Boomers kind of tough in the first half and kind of relax in the second half. But this time, senior night, maybe that blood and adrenaline is pumping a different way.
And the atmosphere on the sidelines for the Boomers just seems a lot more lightheartedness. Like they're laughing, they're having fun.
Right.
Trying to get that good memory.
Elk City 1st and 10 at their 47. Now Austin Jones back in. He gets it out to the outside. Big swing pass here, and it is gone for Elk City. They got him quick. It was Caden Holder, and just like that, Elk City brings back in the ones. It goes quick strike for 53 yards and a score on one play. My goodness.
Wow.
Second time Caden Holder is broke free on that quick outside route.
I think they're trying to send a message, Tyler.
Well, it was just one of those where, Woodward was hanging around a little bit. Coach Maynard said, okay, put back in the ones and see what you could do, and they answered quick.
Took about, what, 13 seconds off the clock?
Yeah, just about that. That's the positive out of it, but the problem is you gave up the score. And Brian Gonzalez on for the extra point. Snap, ball is down, kick is up, almost blocked, but it got through and good. No good, excuse me. Extra point, no good by Gonzalez, so it stays at 33.
It looked like 14. It went in, so I don't know.
Yeah, kind of tough to tell from the angle, but yeah. Extra point, no good, they call it. So just a play, Dakota, you were right, about 13 seconds there for that play. Time of drive. And I mean, you got to tip your cap to Elk City there. Woodward was starting to build some momentum, and then all of a sudden they come out and kind of put the diffuser on it a little bit and put it back behind the A ball.
And that's what you don't like to see there is Elk City getting back up on the board. But unfortunately, you know, Tyler, their coach and them, you know, they have to kind of send one back to us.
Yeah.
Elk City's just trying to do what's best for them.
Boomers will get it back. The good news is, as you mentioned, it's a quick touchdown, so there's not a lot of time off the clock. You're still back where you were. Still a, you know, pull it within 2 scores if you get a score. So. On for the kick here. It looks like it's going to be Kai Keys, the senior. So walk off his steps. Keys, bit of a squib kick. That's up the gut. Laird gonna field it off the bounce up to the 25, now the 30. Tries to cut out, breaks the tackle, cuts it up, and then trips up right at the 35, trying to make another cut.
I think he tripped himself up there.
That's that grass monster. We don't have turf, so it's not the turf monster. It's the grass monster. Boomers will take over at their own 35. With 7:48 to go in the ball game, they trail 33-14.
Ace Long, the quarterback now for the Boomers for this series.
As he's continued, I mean, he's earned it, right? He's made the plays.
Yeah.
So.
And it wasn't that Douglas was working out; it's just that Ace has kind of found a rhythm here for the Boomers.
He has, definitely. Ace in the gun, split receivers each side, and running backs all around Ace. He'll take the snap. Tries to cut it back, and boy, they've got him quick, but a flag comes in.
Make it a holding? Maybe a face mask?
I don't know about a face mask, maybe a holding, unfortunately. Either way, it's a loss because Oak City was all over.
Holding,
yep, holding
on the Boomers.
So that'll back him up there even further. If Elk City accepts it, and they decline it, so they'll just take the loss of 1 and the down.
Mason Boring comes back out on the field. Lucas Sharkey will come off.
7:40 to go in the ball game. Boomers have it, 2nd and 11. 33-14, Elk City on top.
Looks like you'll have one to the near and one to the far side.
Split receiver set, as you mentioned, as they've been. A couple running backs around Ace. In the gun, he's going to drop back to pass. He's looking, steps up. He's going to fire, looking for Mason Boring, and that one
flag
picked off.
Be pass interference.
That may be on Mason, though. That was a pick, clean pick, it looked like.
It seems maybe like they
by Jeremiah Jackson. We'll see how they call it. There was hand fighting, but I don't know if it's going to be on Boring or if it's going to be on Jackson.
It could go either way. That was
kind of
awkward.
It seemed like Boring had his hand on someone and someone had his hand on him.
Right, yeah, a lot of hand fighting. We'll see how they call it. I don't know if you can make a case one way or the other. We'll see what they come up with.
We got all the officials in there talking, all of them.
We're keeping the offense on the field, so we feel confident at least.
Right. Let's see how they do it.
Here's the call. Pass interference on the offense.
Yeah, so it will be a Elk City ball. A pick there by Jeremiah Jackson. Made a great play on the ball, the freshman. And, you know, Mason got that because he was trying to knock it away from Jeremiah, so you can't blame him. But just unfortunate. As Elk City takes it back over with 7:19 to go after the interception.
See if we can get something here on the defense rolling.
Elk City takes over at their own 40. Under center, it looks like it's back to Logan Webb. Man in motion is Alfonso Gino on a flag. Might have been a false start there.
Looks like
on
it's
Elk
a
City.
false start.
Yep, and no real gain up to get there. Maybe a gain of 2 for the up back of
Legal motion.
Trent Kipler was the carrier on the carry.
Hear that from the
The crowd mic, yeah.
the crowd mic.
That's our crowd mic, so if you hear any questionable things, it's not us. Just want to clarify.
And if you do hear a Pacific name and number, it's probably Jason Harrison giving the call down out there.
Now, don't throw Jason under the bus like that. It's not Harrison's. He's a nice man.
He's making some good calls down there, Tyler.
Penalty back 5 yards to the 35 now. 1st and 15 for Elk City. Under center is Webb. Man in motion is Gino. The handoff to the up back inside, though. And, boy, nice carry there across the 40 down to the 39. That was number 19, Alan Perez, the sophomore. So a gain of 6 gets back the penalty yards plus 1. Bring up a 2nd and 9 now for the Elk City Elks. 6:45 countdown here to go. They lead 33-14. Webb going to be under center. Got a couple wings, an up back, and a receiver out far. Now in motion goes to Gino, but they hand it off into Perez. Perez spins out of a tackle, but doesn't get much more than that. Good job by the Boomers to finish that one off. Get more than I thought. They get about a gain of 3 up to the 46-yard line. Yeah, 44-yard line. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So a 3-yard gain sets up a 3rd and 6 for Elk City. Boy, you can just tell with the South City team, they are deep in this system.
It's pretty impressive how deep they are.
I mean, these are sophomores and freshmen that look like they could come out here and play, varsity snaps now.
I mean, how much playing time have they had in terms of these games, right?
Webb under center, hands off inside to Perez. This time the Boomers all over it.
Read that one like a
Trying to see who got the tackle. Looked like that was Zathan Klingenpill in on the stop, and it'll bring up a 4th and 5.
Talking about Zathan Klingenpill, on the sideline, he's jumping up and everything, and when he gets out on the field, he gives himself a little head tap, kind of hard, hits himself in the head.
Tries to make sure he's awake, yeah.
Yeah, puts on his helmet and goes to town.
Dakota is somebody that appreciates the head tap.
I do. It's just a legendary move.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. 4th down for Elk City as they are on the punt. I believe might be their first actual punt of the night. And it's going to be Garbarino on the punt. This one a good one, a high one, sidewinder, fair catch by Talon. Almost got interfered with, but made the fair catch at the 25, and that's where the Boomers will take over. 5:06 to go as they trail 33-14. See how the Boomers play it. And it's going to be Ace Long back out there. So keeping the ones in. Trying to see what they could do and maybe build on some of those good drives we've seen. Had that unfortunate pick last drive, but it was a great play, really, honestly, by Jeremiah Jackson to pick it off.
Yeah, he got right in front of it.
Yeah. 1st and 10 for the Boomers. Long going to be in the gun. As he's got a couple backs around him, or a few, I should say. Receiver split each side. That same formation we've been seeing, the offset Wildcat. Ace will take it, scramble out to the near side. Now he's going to try to cut up and loses about 2 or 3 yards there. Elk City all over. Call a loss of 2. So 2nd and 12 upcoming now. Inside of 5 minutes here to 4:45. The huddle will be Ace in the gun. Bourne, Matt with him. Denzel Emery on the near side. Split receivers, Talon to the far. Ace takes the snap. They hand off inside. Emery's got a bit of a hole. Gets across the 30. Lowers that shoulder near the 35. Not going to be enough for the first down, but close. Good run there by Denzel Emery. Gets 10 yards up to the 34. I can't speak. Well, maybe about 11-yard run because they had 23 actually. So 3rd and 1 upcoming for the Boomers. 3:50 to go now in the ball game. 3rd and 1 here, seeing if Woodward can't convert. Ace in the gun. Split receivers, running backs with Ace. Takes the snap, just going to follow some blocks. Scouts the hole, has the first down across the 40, now near the 45, and Ace with a good gain there. 10-yard gain, and some chippiness afterwards, and a flag comes out, so it's a 10-yard gain. And we've got some extracurriculars going on. We'll see what the penalty is.
Devin Camacho getting held by Moose.
Yeah, a little bit chippiness going on, so. Talking about Elk City plays with an edge. You've got to when you're this type of team. It's unsportsmanlike against the Elks.
Automatic first down for the Boomers, I'd assume.
Yep, tack on the 15. So a gain of total of 25 yards. We'll put the Boomers into Elk City territory at the 40. .339 to go. Boomers trail 33-14, trying to put together another potential touchdown drive. Out of the huddle, be Ace coming in the gun. Split receivers. Trio of running backs with Ace. He'll take the snap, follows some blocks, cuts it back across, and Elk City on him quick. Still got across the 42, it looks like, to the 43. So a gain of about 3, sets up 2nd and 7. Clock winding out, 3:15 to go now. Long drive for the Boomers here, or yardage-wise. Started at their own 25, they're up now to the 37.
Definitely something you can build on if you get a score here.
No doubt about it. Long in the gun, or excuse me, Douglas. He drops back to pass, fires the dart. He's got Taylor Laird. Laird across the 25, cuts up to the 20, now to the 19. Still fighting forward up to the 15, and has to get drugged down by about 6 Elk City Elks. Taylor Laird running hard.
They had him by the face mask off.
Yeah, yep. So a face mask as well on top of the gain. Great play by Taylor, great throw by Ryan Douglas. Snuck out there and threw one, 37 up to the 14.
It's probably going to put the ball at the 6.5-yard line.
Yeah, we'll see where. I think you're probably right, depending on where they spotted Talon out of bounds.
Personal foul, face mask.
So they're on the 37. And let's see where they wind up. Yep, Dakota, you're right on, about 6.5. So a 31-yard gain in total. Ryan Douglas with a nice little strike there to Taylor Laird. That's tough because he'd been on the sideline, so you got to kind of come off the sideline and be hot with it. Ace going to be in the gun. 1st and goal for the Boomers, 2:50 to go. They're going to hand off. No, they'll fake the handoff. It's Ace up the middle for the touchdown.
Wow.
Faked out everybody. Touchdown, Ace Long. Another one on the board.
That was pretty crazy.
That was clean right there by Ace on the fake handoff.
I think everybody and their mother thought that Denzel Emery had that ball.
I know I did, for sure.
Same up here, Tyler.
So Boomers on the board, 33-20 now, 2:48 to go. Clint, like I said, you know, this isn't going to win you the game, but some really good building for what you've seen for the Boomers here for the entire ball game on offense.
You're scoring on the, what, 5th, 2nd, depending on which poll you said? I mean,
right, yeah, the 5th, yeah, either the 2nd or 5th, depending on which poll.
I mean, there's how many teams that haven't been able to score 20 on this team, and we're able to do that?
They've 3 of the 4 district opponents, they have held to 14 or less. So defense is really bowed up for them in district play. And Lucas Shirky was good on the extra point, so it's 33-21 with 2:48 to go in the ball game.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. Unfortunately, the Boomers kind of took things off a little late.
Yeah, and, you know, we talk about converting all those opportunities. That's why it's important, because if you were able to convert, you were right in this game.
I don't think Elk City really thought that Woodward would kind of score 21 points, you know, not have the best year, but these past 2 games, Tyler, have kind of been one to talk about here for the Boomers.
Definitely, for sure. That drive about 2:08 on my count, or 2:18 on the count there.
Boomers going to come back out here and it's 21-33. Maybe we might see a squib here, Tyler. I mean, you know, it's
Elk City's lined up tight, like they're expecting an onside, and I guess you can do that because you're down 2 scores again. So
and, you know, you have 2:48 left on the clock to this ball game, and yeah, you have some timeouts to take.
It was officially a 6-play, 75-yard drive, capped off by the 6-yard touchdown run from Ace Long.
Beautiful fake, by the way, folks.
Lucas Shirky on for the kickoff. Elk City lined up with their hands team, expecting an onside here. Let's see how Lucas approaches it.
What's he got up his sleeve, Tyler?
Jogs up to it, goes with the targeted kick, makes Elk City retreat. That one stays in bounds, and they knocked it out of bounds. Smart play by Cooper Garbarino there, the junior, just to tap it out, because as soon as he touches it, it's alive and knocking it out of bounds. Keeps the possession with Elk City.
Pretty smart football and all IQ right there.
Well, and, you know, we talked about Zach Maynard, the head coach, a young guy, but a guy that's definitely learned a lot in his time, and you can tell always cool, always steady, and I think his team reflects just not only the physicality he wants, but just the high IQ. So Elk City takes over at their own 20, 2:48, and they'll try to drain the clock here, I'm sure, as much as they can. See if they go with the ones or stick with the twos. That's the question. The 2s and 3s, I should say. Looks like it will be the 2s and 3s as Logan Webb's out there. Got split receivers each side, a couple wings, and the down fullback. Webb tries to hand off inside, does to Perez, but it's nowhere going. The Boomer defensive line bowing up, and it's no gain.
Hey, guess who that was?
It looked like LJ
Corral.
Oh, Luis. Okay, Luis on the good stuff.
LJ Mason on help side with it, though.
Thought I saw Hunter in there as well a little bit.
You probably did.
2:29, and of course Elk City not going to be in a rush here. If you're wondering, I'm sure you probably try to save those timeouts as much as you can, because you're going to have to go some quick strikes if you're able to get the stop.
Clock is
Play
at
clock's
10.
down to 10. Yep, actually just breaking the huddle. 2:08 to go and countdown on the game clock. 5 seconds. Now Webb looks back, gets his man in motion. They snap it. There's a flag, so it's going to be, well, an illegal shift, I think. But Webb has a good gain near the sticks.
Taylon Laird.
God,
bringing him down.
Laying some lumber for sure. It looks like it's going to be a game, but it should be coming back because that flag came out early.
That's the thing with the triple option. You know, you constantly see those illegal shifts if there's something small like that.
Right.
Lujan is going to accept this one, I believe.
Yeah, you got to, because if not, sure, it's third down, but it's third and short. So they'll back him up. So Elk City will have it 2nd and 15. Yeah, 2nd and 15 from their own 15. They got to get to the 30.
Ball right at the 15-yard line.
1:58 to go. Woodward down 2 scores, 33-21. Trying to come up with a stop and maybe a couple quick scores for America.
A stop for third down would be huge.
Be Webb under center. Perez the fullback, couple wings.
They might go in the air.
And then a split receiver to the far side. Webb directing traffic, and now a flag. Is that another false start?
Another false start.
It is. So that back up Elk City further to the 10 now, and Coach Maynard is absolutely heated.
Yep.
And rightfully so.
Timeout Elk City.
Timeout Elks. We'll keep it right here. And, you know, this is what we talk about with the attention to detail, right? This is the 2s and 3s for Elk City. And Coach Maynard's, you know, treat them like the ones in the sense that, hey, you're messed up. You're going to get the fire from them in terms of that. So, but the Boomers, Dakota, like you were saying, now you've got a chance to really come up with a stop. You force that third and long and force them in a situation to pass. They're not really built for that. Maybe get it back here with a minute to go, and we've seen some quick plays, Clint. We've seen some explosive plays.
Yeah, I mean, and more important, we have all 3 timeouts. We've been conservative with them.
Right, but definitely hold them here in the second half.
And you know, sure that Elk City is in a way may pull this win off, you know.
Right.
But you have to think Woodward was not looking the best at the start of the second quarter.
It's definitely a huge
then-
momentum builder, I think, for you
So
to go
for-
as you have with Elk City.
For them to bounce back within this much, Tyler, is pretty impressive.
It'll be Webb under center. Fakes the handoff. He goes with the pitch out. Oh, a good play on the edge there. Drug down inside the 5. The Boomers all on top of it. Read beautifully. Trying to see what number that was. Looked like one of the linebackers there. Looks like it was Hunter Harrison, maybe? Yeah. Hunter Harrison on it. No, excuse me. That's Case Bourne. Case and Bourne. They look they lumber the same. So Case and Bourne there with the tackle. Great job, the young sophomore. As he does. A loss back to the 7. 3rd and 23 upcoming. My goodness.
This is exactly what we asked for, though.
Yeah. The only problem is now that clock obviously very, very much against you.
Minute 14 and counting.
And Elk City going to run it all the way down and then take the timeout with 1:07 to go before this 3rd and 23 snap. You got to imagine Coach Luchin here after this play going to try to get that timeout quick. So Elk City down to a timeout. Still showing 3 for Woodward, so on the scoreboard. I believe that is correct. (33-21). The Boomers have shown a lot of fight, a lot of spirit here on senior night. Guys, we've been talking about if you could just convert, I mean, how much different would this situation be if you had that 4th and goal on the 1?
We'd be winning.
Man.
Well, you'd be down a score, potentially get it back to try to drive to win.
We'll be down
So-
by what, 6 if you have it.
Be down by 5. if
Those
you had
2
that
drives
extra
where we
yeah.
kind of just went
And,
away from
you
the
know,
Wildcat. And then,
Right.
I mean,
If that's not an interception, I think the Boomers take that one down and score. And
Yeah.
personally, I'd really like to have that 1-yard touchdown.
Oh,
right
I know
there.
I know Woodward would like to have it too, but let's see if you get the stop here. 3rd and 23 for Elk City.
That's pretty far.
Backed up deep. Can't imagine they're going to risk much. Webb under center. Got a couple wings and just going to QB dive it. Yep, not going to risk a whole lot. Maybe get about a yard, if that. And it'll bring up 4th down for Woodward. And maybe Coach Luchin does not have the timeouts because he's not calling one here.
that is a little awkward.
Clapping his hands there.
He must not have the timeouts we think. So even though they're showing 3 on the board, yeah, that clock is running. So
I
you're
think
going to get
he-
it back.
I think he did take one earlier. Maybe they just haven't
Well,
taken
and
one.
we had some injury timeouts, so I'm not quite sure how those balanced out. Oak City running it down here. 10 seconds on the play clock, 35 on the game clock. So Woodward will get it back, maybe about 18, 15 seconds. Now finally a timeout. Coach Maynard burns his last one. Again, not happy because there's some miscommunications. It looks like in terms of guys lining up and trying to get guys out there properly. So 25 seconds is what they have it. By the time you punt and get the return, you're probably looking at maybe 15 to 18 seconds to work with, trailing 2 scores.
You know, Tyler, haven't seen much of Cash Shipley tonight.
Yeah, haven't seen him punt a lot because we've been going for it on 4th and haven't seen him really out there at receiver.
And I don't even see Hayden Hillier down there.
Yeah, I hadn't called Hayden's name a lot either. Woodward will be on the road against Clinton next week to end the season. Gotta go battle the Red Tornadoes. They are really heating up to end the season here. They've had some big performances, trying to get their way into the playoffs, and found themselves at kind of an odd spot, more middle to bottom of the district, which you do not say very often about Clinton. They were up big earlier tonight. Imagine probably held on for the win. They were up 28-0 earlier against Cash in the second quarter. And now the punt here for Elk City upcoming. Taylor back about the Elk 40. Kick is up. That's a sidewinder. Good high kick, and it will bounce and go out of bounds with 18 seconds on the clock. Who predicted that one?
You did, Tyler.
That's right. That's right.
You were just waiting for someone to say it, weren't you?
Yeah, you take the lead on it. You claim it. Boomers take over at the Elk City 39 with 18 seconds to go. It would be a miracle, but hey, you might as well see what you could do.
We've seen crazier things happen.
Yep, there has been some crazy things go down over the course of football history. Actually marked a bit better than I thought at the 37. So the Boomers take over at the Elk City 37. It's going to be Ryan Douglas out there in the gun. Trio of backs with him. Split receivers on each side, layered the furthest. Douglas drops back to pass. He's going to look Talen's way. He's going to fire one up to the sideline, and that one knocked away. Yep, great defense over there.
It's in the air a little too long.
And it's a tough position because you got to try to throw it to the sideline.
Yeah, for sure.
So, good play by the Elks, though, to knock that one away. Like number 35, which would be Reese Bird, maybe the sophomore. So 13 seconds.
Probably one last one, Tyler. Maybe get 2 plays off.
Yeah, you maybe get 2 plays off.
I'd go in the air here, though.
They're going to have to. It looks like Ryan Douglas back out there, quarterback, in that formation, split receivers. Back to pass again. Pressure off the edge. He has a roll out of it. Now getting chased down. Rolls, fires, got a man. Caught by Mason Bourne on the comebacker. Did he get the first down, though? 6 seconds left. He got the first down to the 31. So good job there. Or excuse me, the 26. I don't know why I said 31.
3, 2, and they're going to get it off.
Got the spike off with 0.8 seconds, so you get 1 play for the Boomers. Why not? Why not?
Has something to build on, right?
Yep, for sure. And so 0.8 on the clock. Woodward going to have 1 more play here. Not going to win the ball game, but spirited effort on senior night against the district's top team.
Maybe probably going to get to Talon Laird here. Maybe Lucas Shirky.
Douglas in at quarterback. Got a trio of running backs around him. Split receivers each side. Laird and Shirky looks like. Douglas back to pass, under pressure. He's got to roll out to the far side. Still looking. He's going to fire one. Bit of a wobbler to the end zone, and that is.
Wow.
Talon catch that. There's no way.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Touchdown Boomer.
Talon Laird, are you kidding me with that? Are you kidding me with that catch?
What a way to end senior night for Talon Laird.
There's no way he caught that one. Oh, my goodness. But they're going to say he did. It was at the 20. From the 26-yard touchdown pass.
Hey,
refs are talking about it now, though.
Yeah, and now they're going to say incomplete. So incomplete, that one ended. I was about to say, I didn't think that throw had enough on it to get there. So that will be the final. Elk City takes it 33-21 over the Boomers tonight. And they had the Boomer down over there on the sideline, unfortunately, it looks like, as we ended it. But that will be the ball game. Elk City wins, advances to 8-1, still undefeated district play. The Boomers fall to 1-8, but a pretty great effort here on senior night. We'll step aside for break and come back with the post-game show. Listening to the Boomer Football on Z92.